Chat. Is anybody buffering? Reload, maybe? Oh my god. No, not again! Fuck me. Fuck me. This stream is so fucking doomed. Ah, I am so pissed off. That is not okay. Chat, I'm having a bad day. Legit. The internet had been behaving so well for me. The internet had been so good for so long. So few problems. I thought I had the... Wow. Well, somebody just dropped a whole bunch of memberships. Thank you, Narwhal, for spamming the new link at people. I am so sorry, chat. I am so sorry. This is not as professional as I would like it to be. Yo, Imaginary Music with the 10 gifted subs. YouTube is the platform hates me? I hope not. Twitch already hates me. Twitch is already effing me over. And every single time this happens, I gotta put the... I hate this. Like, Hassan has this shit too, but it's not as big of a deal if your VOD gets cut off. Wait, does he? Does Hassan's VOD get cut off? That sounds weird, the way I said that. Um, that brings us up to 88% of the dodo goal on the positive side. Thank you for the support, everybody. Why did Twitch do that? Because my internet just like gave out for a second, and what should happen is it comes right back, but it doesn't. I think it's because I'm using restreaming software. It's the way that I'm able to come to you on Twitch and the way that I'm able to come to you on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. And the price that I pay for that is that sometimes it does this, but it hasn't been doing this. And I honestly don't really understand. Hmm. But thank you, Narwhal and everybody who's spamming the link to the new stream and the old stream, getting people over there. So I just changed this one to part two. That's part two. And then this other one is gonna be part one. Yeah, thank you, Imaginary Music. The privilege of multiple NCC streams tonight. What a gift. Yeah, but you have to jump around. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry about this, chat. Super unprofessional. I gotta figure out a way to not have this happen. It's so damn annoying. The power of illicit love keeps taking down the stream. I think so too. Anyway, let's get back to the content. I'm sorry, chat. Thank you for finding me again, though. And thank you especially for liking the stream. Some of you, this is like the third or fourth time you'd like the stream. You've had, I appreciate that.
Put me on the platinum blacklist, okay?
So the blacklist that he's talking about is Destiny has a, I don't know if it's a formal or informal blacklist, but it's basically there's a list of streamers that Destiny will not go on with, right? And that's the main blacklist, right? People that Destiny's like, that person's bad faith or whatever, he's mad at them or whatever, right? And then there's another list that is the like blacklist prime, and that's a list where he won't go on with anybody who goes on with this person. So he's really trying to shut those people out of content. I think that Sunday mentions bad empanada as being on the the worst bad list, and he's like, put me on there too.
Oh, Stephen, I'm in love with finding out how you do all your mental equations and solve life. It's beautiful to watch you think and unpack philosophical or emotional problems. It's just hard for me to relate with the way you think, even though I love it. When I want something or someone, I dedicate myself to that, and I give all of myself. I don't play games or complicate things. I like to close doors before opening new ones. I know you care about me, and I think I know that you'd never hurt me or stalk me or any of that. Obviously, I've had flickers of concern like that before. A part of your brain, Lauren, one might consider you to have been wise to heed. But I think I know you well enough and know our relationship well enough to know we both care deeply for each other and want the best for one another. Which is why I'm cracking open a cold one and reading these messages in front of you, dear children. Because Destiny just cares so much. That was their crime. They loved too much. They both sound sincere and manipulative at the same time. It's phenomenal. Yeah, kind of, actually, don't they?
A little bit.
Probably yes, they are. I feel guilty even having these conversations with you because I feel I'm keeping a part of myself from this current guy that is being so incredibly good to me. I do feel sorry for that person. But also not because they're dating Lauren Southern. I feel guilty about loving you as I should. I've been trying to mentally close that book and bring in boundaries. Figure out how to navigate viewing you as my soulmate. But knowing we're incompatible. You're like this.
Chucky, thank you for signing up as a member.
What background music would go with this? We'll figure that out in post-production. These are two rich sociopathic robots exchanging code.
I think I know.
Oh, man. Hassan's gonna have a field day with this, isn't he? Oh, God. This is gonna be legendary. This is going to be sublime.
Not just Hassan. Also NCC.
If you genuinely feel you would move heaven and earth, I guess I just worry you don't actually know what you want in life yet. Perhaps being with me and talking to me has made you reconsider what you want in life. She can change him. Which is understandable.
She's gonna turn him
I just
into
don't want to be your experiment to see if monogamy and family life is really what you want. I don't think he would treat me as an experiment. He would. Maliciously, he would. I think you'd do it with love and with genuine intentions of wanting to be with me, but I would still see it as an experiment. But it would still be an experiment, I think is what it says. It would still be you compromising what you know about yourself to try to make us work, and I don't know how wise that is. Well, it made me sad. I understand your mental capacity to love two people, Melina and I, at the same time. Oh. Except here's the problem. Doesn't love either of them, does he? Because he betrayed Melina in all of this, lied about her publicly, threatened her publicly after she divorced him for cheating, because you can cheat in an open relationship, so you break the rules. It's like in a board game. When you break the rules, you're cheating. And he clearly doesn't love Lauren Southern, because if he loved Lauren Southern, I wouldn't have this. I would never see this in a million years. In fact,
Look,
not even Destiny would have this.
Destiny has one true love in all of his life. And that person's name is Stephen Kenneth Destiny Bonnell III. That's who Destiny loves. Only Destiny.
I've had private messages with people, romantic in nature. Stuff didn't work out. Stuff got complicated. You think I shared those with anybody? Do you think I kept them? No, I destroyed them. Why wouldn't I? If you care about somebody, you protect their dignity. You protect their careers and their reputations.
I guess I got some messages to destroy.
You and Chud Logic? You know too much. Be quiet. That was just about.
Yeah, you and Chud Logic. That's who.
That was just about Chud Logic's editor, okay? That's all that was about. Anyone who says otherwise is a filthy liar, and I'll sue you.
He's actually referring to the one time he went off on Chud Logic. There was a time in which Chud Logic officially was not transphobic. He had a lot of trans people in his community. He was like another, lefty YouTuber that maybe just engaged in a lot more drama than anybody else, right? But he was part of the, leftosphere. And then he got this editor. This editor who's like kind of famous for blackmailing another streamer. I don't know why you'd pick him unless he's got something on you, Chud. But this guy moves in, sort of takes over, and starts threatening to dox people in Chud's server. He's also like super transphobic, right? And a lot of people expected Chud to be like, all right, so that's it, right? You're getting rid of this editor, right? He's out, he's gone. And Chud was like, no, he stays, right? And that's when he really he metastasized into the turd that we know as Chud Logic today. Sunday called him out and acted like he was going to go hard on the guy. But Chud kept on growing, and Sunday stagnated. And just like Morning Joe, just like Joe and Mika returning to Trump, Sunday returned to Chud, returned to his origin point as a Chud Logic orbiter, now second in line behind Quimon. Now that the second little piglet suckling at the teats of Chud Logic, yes.
I want it known, he never penetrated my shyness, okay? Alright.
He's literally memeing about the shit that Chud said to a 17-year-old. A 17-year-old that Chud maintains to this day that he did not know was 17, despite the fact that when you ask somebody if they're of age and they don't give you an immediately, yeah, of course, what do you, if you don't get that answer, right? If you're talking to somebody on the internet that you're trying to, get, frisky with, and you ask them if they're of age and their immediate answer isn't like, yeah, of course, you should watch out. You should know that is not somebody you should be talking to. And Chud kept talking anyway, so.
Well, it made me sad.
Really funny shit, Sunday. Really funny shit. Joking about 17-year-old Discord kittens.
I understand your mental capacity to love two people, Melina and I, at the same time. My brain doesn't work like that. I can't give all my love to this new person while I still love you, Steven. I don't really know what to do when I pray about you. Aww. When I
pray about you. I'm sorry. I totally heard pray upon you. Pray about you. Yeah. Lauren is praying about Steven, I guess. Wait, or Steven pray. Where's the pray? I don't see pray. Wait, no, this is all Lauren Southern. This is all. So it's definitely her saying pray, right? Isn't it? Where's the pray? Oh yeah, it's there. When I pray about you, when dear God, please help me decide how to navigate my relationship with streamer Destiny. Like, what the fuck? Dear Jesus, give me the wisdom that I need to know. Oh my God. Wait, this is all Lauren Southern, right? I just want to make sure. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. There, yeah, it's all Lauren. It's all Lauren. It's a big, long. She's writing a book. She's writing a novel. A great American novel. How I Fell in Love with a Fucking StarCraft Streamer.
Can't give all my love to this new person while I still love you, Steven. I don't really know what to do. When I pray about you, aww. When I think about you, my mind tells me to be with you, but I try to temper myself with some wisdom. And now that I've put myself in a dating position with a good man, I feel incredibly immoral telling you all this. I felt incredibly... Not lying to...
I'm just, like, imagining, dear white supremacist, Christo-nationalist Jesus, please give me the wisdom that I need to figure out what to do with this relationship.
Millions of people, though. She's fine with that. She's okay with that. She's perfectly fine with that. She's perfectly fine with lying to millions of people, persecuting millions of people. That's cool.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Chatter says, my mom is Mormon and liked this guy, so she prayed to find out if she should become his secret second wife, aka an affair. And of course the answer was yes. Yeah, that's what God always says. To be fair, she was very vulnerable at the time. Jeez. I'm sorry. Dear Lord, my heart is for one man, but my pussy aches. Yo, I fell in love with a gamer boy. He said he's a lamer boy. I can't make that song work. Time and he was her. Oh, he was her counselor at the church. Oh my God. Oh my God. They're both single now. So yeah, what's stopping them? Maybe they were soulmates. Maybe this will reignite their love. And they can be alt-right neolibs together. It's kind of fitting. They'll create an ideology. They'll get together and they'll create like white nationalist neoliberalism. That'll be their baby.
It's immoral for her to have romantic feelings for an internet streamer. It's embarrassing, to be sure. Lol, Tiny suddenly also getting interested in Christianity because of this. That was hilarious.
Wait, where? I didn't see that. I didn't see it. Where's the part where he gets interested in Christianity? Because I don't believe that. Does anybody believe that? Where did he see that? Where, like, did this, is Sunday referring to, like, something in his content? Or is Sunday referring to something in these chat logs? Now I gotta find that. Where is Sunday, or where is Destiny getting Christianized? I can't believe that. Is that real, chat? Wait, this is all Lauren. This is all Lauren for like miles and miles. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I can explain this. I can explain this now. So parts of these, and Sunday mentioned this earlier, right? Parts of these messages are just Lauren. Now, that doesn't mean that Lauren was like double, triple, quadruple, quintuple texting Destiny. That means that Destiny redacted his responses to a lot of this. It's pretty clear that there's some stuff that Destiny said that he cut out before he deleted those messages before he shared them with this other Discord kitten. Austericity? That's some fuckboy scammer shit. If he said he, yeah, right? I don't see, where's the God stuff? I gotta know. If Destiny's like finding God and Jesus as well, I gotta see that, because that's like, I wanna. Yeah, all we got is the, or maybe do feel pressure, just a healthy amount. Where's the fucking Destiny Christianity? He will radicalize people against ENM.
Figure out how to navigate viewing you as my soulmate, but knowing we're incompatible. You're like this. What background music would go with this? We'll figure that out in post-production. These are two rich sociopathic robots exchanging code. That's one way to look at it. Oh man. Hassan's gonna have a field day with this, isn't he? Oh god, this is gonna be legendary. If you genuinely...
But here's my question, chat. Here's my question, alright? So, the Destiny Lauren Southern story is available in, I think, 3 locations now, maybe more, probably more, right? But you can get it from the Brittany Simon video, right? That's without the logs. You can get it from me covering the Brittany Simon video. I guess you could get it from Aiko and Sunday if you're willing to put up with Aiko, right? The extra just bullshit she adds to the stream, then you could watch it that way, right? Or you could watch it through this, right? And if you want the logs, if you want the proof, if you like, the only place this is available right now is going to be with Sunday and maybe with Quimon, and now with me. But what version of this is Hassan going to watch? Because I can't imagine Hassan putting up with Sunday. You know what I could imagine happening? Maybe he cuts these maybe he cuts the logs out, right? And like, I just can't imagine him react. Like, it's bad enough that I have to watch this.
Love. And with genuine intentions of...
The Christian stuff isn't in here. Okay, so it's something from his content. He was talking about reading G.K. Chesterton, Christian philosophy. Anybody want to help? Shakespeare, do you know who G.K. Chesterton is?
Wanting to be with me, but I would see... but I would still see it, or see it as an experiment.
Who is G.K. Chesterton?
Or it would still be an experiment, I think is what it says. It would still be you compromising what you know about yourself to try to make us work, and I don't know how wise that is. Well, it made me sad. I understand your mental capacity to love 2 people. Melina and I, at the same time.
Christian apologist.
Except here's the problem. Doesn't love either of them, does he? Because he betrayed Melina in all of this, lied about her publicly, threatened her publicly after she divorced him for cheating, because you can cheat in an open relationship, so you break the rules. It's like in a board game. When you break the rules, you're cheating. And he clearly doesn't love Lauren Southern. Because if he loved Lauren Southern...
Oh my god. No, chat, it's even worse. It's even worse. You know what? This motherfucker was a Tory. G.K. Chesterton was a Tory. Destiny was... it's not even as bad that he's reading a Christian apologist. I'm like, whatever, right? He's reading a Tory. Bro is reading a Tory. Isn't that like a... like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask Vamps how bad that is. I'm pretty sure it's really bad, though. I'm pretty sure it's very, very bad. There's no point at which, you know, it's like, okay, you read a Tory. No, that's not okay. That's not okay. Reading a Tory. Brexit-stiny. Yeah. Brexit. The Tories even back in the day weren't okay, right? That's wild. Destiny read a Tory. He's best known for writing the Father Borwin books, but he also Also, a philosophical writer coming at things from a religious angle. Yeah, thank you, Sasha G, for the gifted memberships. Alleluia, you just got weaseled. Anthony Draper, you just got weaseled. Boingy, you just got weasel. Or Boigny, you just got weaseled. J.R. McKem, you just got weaseled. And Emmanuel McRae, you just got weaseled. Also, G.K. Chesterton, you got weaseled. And that's a good thing.
I would never see this in a million years. In fact, not even Destiny would have this. I've had private messages with people, romantic in nature. Stuff didn't work out. Stuff got complicated.
It's okay, Sunday. We don't need to know.
You think I shared those with anybody? Do you think I kept them? No, I destroyed them. Why wouldn't I?
Oh, so I should destroy every piece. I never even think of it. I mean, Chad, I don't share stuff. You know, like I would never like, I would never show somebody else. But am I responsible? Put my most recent donos to Vox Populi. I will. Vox Populi is doing pretty well,
Protect their dignity,
which means that Jinxgiving is doing pretty well.
You and Chud Logic? You know too much. Be quiet. That was just about Chud Logic's editor, okay? That's all that was about. Anyone who says otherwise is a filthy liar, and I'll sue you. This is all of your figureheads, just so you know. It's all of them. So I know we got some. It's very funny. Lol, Tiny suddenly also getting interested in Christianity because of this. That was hilarious. Did he actually? I must have missed that episode. That is very funny. That is very.
So do people think that he just did the, you know, G.K. Chesterton arc to impress Lauren Southern? I guess it makes sense. Gotta think about your relationships and future like it's 5D chat. Yeah, right. Divorce Ellie. Sue. Oh my god.
Funny.
I want to know Destiny's male paramours. Yeah, I mean the big wild card there was Nick Fuentes one of these paramours? Probably not. Probably not.
Lying good, love bad. How true. By the by, Crucible clips.
Wait, what is ENM?
So I know we got some conservatives watching.
So yeah, Sunday's got the Crucible clips channel in his chat. That's because he does moderation for a weird Christian nationalist named Andrew Wilson, aka Big Papa Fascist. Like Sunday's got a, you know, business relationship with a dude who used to go by the name Big Papa Fascist.
This is all of your figureheads. Just so you know. It's all of them.
Maybe Destiny leaked it because they're getting... Well, so now, for the record, okay, Destiny didn't leak it to Sunday. That would be crazy. Destiny leaked it to according to Sunday, like a girl in his Discord that he was interested in at some point, and this girl came to hate him, thus, you know, releasing this, and apparently there's even more embarrassing shit that Sunday's not reading.
It's all of them. None of them are real.
Ethical non-monogamy. Thank you so much. I was just having so much trouble. I was like, what is ENM? I was thinking you were talking about, I don't know. What did I think that was?
People like Lauren and Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Like the thing, the eye motion desensitization thing where you like pick two spots on the walls and you like move your eyes back together as you think of something that's traumatizing until that thing no longer brings up the trauma in your mind.
They're just a weak...
Any EMDR people in chat?
Links. But they're all the same. Just
pretty badass.
They're all like this. None of them believe it. Hate to break it to you. I wish it weren't so. I wish there were a plethora of strange and exotic ideologues that actually spend time thinking hard about what they believe and care about, so that we could have a wonderful diversity of opinions and have the actual really cool idea of a marketplace of rich and abundant ideas. Alas, it is a dream. What
is Sunday on about?
It is a dream. Perhaps we will be together at some point. I just know right now we're hurting other people, and that's not okay.
Aww! It's like that Major Lazer song. Maybe on the dark side we could be together, be together. Maybe in a million miles on a highway to the stars. You and I could be together.
Okay.
Aww!
Send them for the $2. What are the person?
Why does Major Lazer like my idea of a romantic song?
Lives these people matter? Because these people are very
I'm dating myself.
influential political pundits who are preaching the opposite of what they are exposing in these DMs. Destiny is covering over the indiscretions of Lauren Southern, a white nationalist, while he's claiming to be
It's a pseudoscience?
a progressive propagandist and political activist.
I thought it was just a little thing where you move your eyes back and forth. I didn't even know it was a science.
Lauren Southern, throughout all this period, is claiming to still be married, to be monogamous.
Maybe it's like a Dumbo feather, you know? Maybe like it's because I think it'll work that it kind of works. It's like a placebo thing going on.
Etc., etc. To be an advocate for a trend.
You know what's a real pseudoscience though is the tapping. What is the tapping thing? You know what I'm talking about? I've heard people say that you can fix your vision by tapping. I don't know what you tap or how you tap it, but that's gotta be
life lifestyle, and a model of that.
Diplo on Molly was peak. Yes.
For money and prestige. As a
Mad Imagineer, that was mad decent of you to say that.
Disavower of things like rape culture. Meanwhile, in private, she has directly experienced being cast aside because she experienced a sexual assault event, which is not funny. It's ironic. It's ironic that she became a victim of the things she cynically tried to obscure. But it's not funny. Like, on a certain level, I do feel bad for these people. Genuinely. But we can't really afford to let this slide because we feel bad for them. Because they are pathetic. This is pathetic. Is Destiny self-sabotaging? Is she done streaming? God, no.
Here's the thing. I mean, I had an impulse when I covered the Brittany Simon video, right? To contact some people. And I thought better of it. I didn't end up doing it, but maybe I should have. Maybe I could have been. No, you know what? Actually, I'm glad. I want Sunday to take the heat. All right? If DGG is going to like brigade anybody, I want it to be this guy, not me. All right? It's probably a good thing that I didn't follow that up.
If his audience cared about him lying or telling the truth, he would have been done long ago. Like, these people are pathetic, but they're not going anywhere. His audience doesn't care.
Yeah, I had it explained to me as that, like, what you're basically doing when you do EMDR is you're taking, like, an emotional trigger and then you're making it boring, right? You do something that's boring and repetitive while you like hold the trauma in your mind, and then eventually you associate the trauma with boredom and your mind moves past it because it's now considered boring. But I don't know.
Don't feel bad for them, can't help it. It's an innate response. It's how I am. How I do. I don't hate people generally. Okay, remember Ender's Game, okay? Novel by a great conservative homophobic Mormon. You have to love your enemies so you can destroy them.
Chat. Is it embarrassing that I've never read Ender's Game? Am I missing out? Oh no! Chesterton invented distributism? The distributist! Didn't Destiny debate the distributist? It's centered around the idea that to end state socialism and prevent capitalistic monopolies, there must be a predominance of small ownership. DGG is warring on too many fronts. That's true. Losing against Hassan and losing against themselves. Oh yeah, the Dan Forethought Civil War. We covered that a little bit. We covered a little tiny bit of that.
It also makes me nervous because one part of me is like, fuck, Steven, I really wish you knew what you wanted in life and were clear about it. And then the other part of me is like, yeah, you do know what you want in life and you have been clear about it. It's just now that you realize you can't have me as well as the way you want to. It's just now that you realize you can't have me as well as the way you want to live your life, you're trying to compromise and setting us both up for failure. Okay, sorry for the text dump. These are.
You never finished Dune? Double Dostoevsky. I actually did finish Dune, the series, but I haven't read the beginning. You know, is that weird to you? Is that weird? Is that kind of weird? Like, I even read the stuff that was by the son and the other guy. Like, I read some of that stuff too. Like Chapter House. That was my shit. Chapter House was my shit.
These are absolutely IRL conversations. I shouldn't be doing this. Okay, we can talk about this in person and figure out what comes next. That's fine. I'm going to push really hard on this. Some things in...
Yeah, I feel like I read God, Emperor, and On. I think that's what I read.
Life are still unknown to me.
Is that weird?
But I do know that I need you in it.
It just happened to be in my school library. That's why I read it first.
In as big a way as I possibly can. There's another possibility here. Something worth considering.
Is it more than just a white savior story? Like, okay, so the part of Dune that I started reading at, like, there's no Paul Atreides, right? There's like Leto the worm, and then on, right? There's no the whole Messiah arc was just not part of it. Who is playing Zelda ass music? That's me. I'll turn it off.
In these DMs is in too deep. It's a possibility. Not a given, but a possibility. Destiny is in too deep. He knows he's fucked up.
Oh my god, it's the instead of going under, cause he's in too deep and he's losing sleep.
And he is trying to very carefully, very cautiously back out. Set Lauren Southern up with somebody else while retaining the idea that there is a bond of love between them.
It's a cautionary tale. Oh, Dune is a cautionary tale about the dangers of white boys who are too enthusiastic about saying inshallah.
So that...
I've many such cases, Jay. Many such cases.
She does not leak stuff about him in revenge. Because every vulnerability that Lauren has here, he has. A little less so. A little less so. His audience isn't as upset about cheating, for example. How did these get leaked? Because he leaked them to some chick he wanted to screw in his Discord. That's why.
I love that that's the way he rizzes you up. That's the way Destiny rizzes you. He's like, check out my... But just part of it, right? It's like, he's not showing you... He's cutting out parts that he responded to, like, selectively. But that's how he... That's his game.
The weak link in all of this is still Steven. It's still Destiny. Lauren didn't leak these. Lauren's not that stupid. She is very stupid. That these exist means she is very, very stupid. Time for Sunny to step in and get Lauren's hand. She's not my type. I'm good.
I'm sure, yeah. I'm sure she understands Sunday. She'll be okay.
That's a weak source? What do you mean it's a weak source? They're screenshots. It's actually the only source you'll get. It's great. Sunday, do you have the screenshot of him leaking at X person? I do. I do, actually. As it happens. As it happens, I do. Bear with me a moment.
Wait, what are we gonna see now?
These people. We'll put some of the funny stuff up too. Why not? Why
Oh
not?
no! What does he mean by funny stuff?
We'll do as a promo for Queeman's stream, where he will probably cover the other stuff.
In chat, if you don't remember who Queemon is,
and I don't want to expose the source yet. Okay.
Yet.
Stealing a Jew. No, I'm giving him the work. I'm giving him all of the work. All the work. But we'll pop up some of those at the end, okay? Because they're funny. You'll see the messages to the fuck it. It'll show them. Yeah, I'll show them at the end, okay? Okay, we can talk about this in person and figure out what comes next. It's fine. We're gonna push really hard on this. But Destiny needs Lauren Southern in his life and as big as he possibly can.
Queemon.
It keeps going. It just doesn't stop.
That's who's gonna cover that part.
Logistics question.
Queemon.
The show Wednesday, Thursday, or Thursday, Friday? I'll be on Wednesday and Friday. Okay, gotcha. Jesus. Lydia just called and said they needed Thursday for another guest, so we can find something fun to do then. Sounds good. More debate time. More debate time.
MCH says when Queemon covered this, he suggested that some of the bits that Destiny redacted were a bit more sexual, and there might have been some pictures of Destiny. No, pictures of someone named Dick.
And that's the end of it. That is them. Who wants to hear the fun stuff? So I guess we'll quickly do a summary. So in sum, when Destiny said him and Lauren Southern weren't deeply romantically involved to the point where he was going to quite likely divorce Melina and marry Lauren if she was accommodating to his fuck every human being that exists lifestyle, he's lying.
Queemon sounds like a Star Wars name. Yeah, I think he's a friend of. He's in that episode with Glup Shido.
That was absolutely going to happen. Absolutely, that was going to happen. When Lauren Southern says she's a
Queemon is the less memorable version of Glup Shido.
Advocate for traditional lifestyle, and she believes that women should be loyal, etc., etc., all those nasty things. Which, by the way, loyalty in relationships is very important. Women insisting on themselves as household servants, toxic. Do you think this is why Destiny got divorced? Yeah. I think that and a bunch of other things. Like, Destiny is a humiliating person to have as a husband. Like, we've seen, like, if you watch the Britney song.
So what Sunday's proposing is that Melina left Destiny not so much because she found somebody else that was more compatible. Like, I think his version of it is that she was cheating on him. Sunday's proposing that maybe it was actually because he was cheating on her.
Simon's video, she's nuts. But the clip she shows, it's not good. It's not good. These people are grifters. Lauren Southern is a grifter. She exposed her grift to Destiny through her affair with Destiny.
She's a grifter. On a steel horse she rides.
Destiny covered for her. Because Destiny is not a progressive. Destiny is a self-interested social leech. As well as a host of other things.
A host of other things.
Genocide apologist. Emotional abuser. Look up the Anna stuff. Mr. Girl was in the...
Mackenzie says Melina was just over it all.
Wrong in how he conducted his quote-unquote investigation, but there was stuff there. Yeah, he's a foul human being. A failed human being, in fact. Destiny tried to end the career of anyone who mentioned it, yeah. Yeah, he did.
So now he's talking about the Anavar stuff. Now, Brittany, I feel like Brittany touched on the Anavar. I don't know anything about this Anavar stuff. Like, I remember it being a thing. I remember, Destiny claiming that Anavar was like, had an unhealthy obsession with him, but then her, like, I mean, this is all stuff that like involves like Mr. Girl and just like, it was just stuff that I avoided because it was gross.
Mr. Girl was right. No, Mr. Girl wasn't right.
He moved to Florida because they have no income tax.
Mr. Girl had a scoop from a person that told him not to publish that information. He did. There are rules you have to follow. You can't just use whatever you get. You can't just use whatever you get. You need to have the permission of the person who sourced it. If there's degrees of difference and you can't confirm, different story. If Max had received this from a third party, different story. But Max got it directly from Anna. Anna asked him not to publish the material, and he published it. It meant that Max was additionally victimizing Anna as well.
Wait, sorry.
Melina seems super duper
Wait,
sweet.
was
Melina
this from...
super duper sweet. Here's the thing. None of these
Wait. Was this from Anna? This isn't from Anna, right? He's talking about something else.
Have to be nice to be victims. Lauren Southern is a victim in all this. Why do I have these DMs? I have these DMs because Steven leaked them. Because Steven didn't respect Lauren Southern's privacy. Lauren Southern has victims. There are a lot of really not nice people who are inspired by Lauren Southern to have a very particular lifestyle and very particular attitudes towards family and sex, etc., that ruin lives and destroy people and contribute to a burgeoning subculture that prevents policies from being voted into place that make life.
Wait, Brit, you tried to watch Brittany, but she was too aggro for you? Huh, interesting. She didn't seem like that when we watched her, but maybe she's changed. Wait, we reached our goal. We did, but we didn't vote for Irene Singh. So I just have this out, chat, because I wanted to tell you. You know how I said I was going to get my 9-volt battery? I did, right? I got my 9-volt battery. The problem is I can't seem to get. I don't know. I can't seem to make this thing work. Like, right? It's not really held into place by anything. I don't know if I have to like tape it in there or something. But yeah, it's got a, you know, it's got like a pickup and then like a 1/4-inch jack down here, and I can't get any sound out of it, right? And to really like play and sing, I'm gonna need like a direct line from the guitar and then a direct line here. But yeah, I just wanted to show you I did in fact get the 9-volt battery, but we're gonna have to wait for another night when Irene Sings gets picked. It's been a while. What's going on? Nothing really. I was just threatening to play guitar at you.
Safer for women, children,
Dust in the Wind? I can't play that.
etc. Trans people.
The last time I played, I think I ended up playing like some Cyndi Lauper. That one song, Time After Time. It's kind of like Dust in the Wind.
So on and so forth. But that's a thing.
Same vibe.
Immigrants, so on and so forth. That's a thing. Those people are victims of Lauren Southern. They've been lied to. They've been conned. They themselves have victims.
But yeah, I gotta figure out how to get my how to get it to actually work. I don't know why it was. I just couldn't get the pickup to work. Well, look, chat. If I play guitar, it's gonna be my voice and the guitar on this mic. So I would have to put the mic like this or something. Like it would have to be like halfway between my voice and the. I don't know if that's gonna sound. Did Destiny share this with Not So Erudite? We don't know. We don't know. We know that there was some, you know, woman that Destiny had rizzed up in the Discord that shared this stuff with Sunday. It couldn't be Erudite though. It could not be. There's no way. Me and a former partner used to sing that song as crime after crime. That's awesome. Mike's be damned. Damn.
Destiny is a victim of his own stupidity. Fuck him. He deserves every bit of this. The one person in all this I have no even spark of pity for. Genuinely evil human being. Genuinely evil human being.
So you're saying you have a spark of pity for Lauren Southern?
Like I've never seen.
Was it Lavloon? I don't know. He hasn't said. How does that guy who just does drumming streams make the audio work? Wait, what guy? I mean, drum kits generally have multiple mics. Like, what is it? You put like a 57 on the kick drum, and then you mic the toms from above. I'm trying to remember how it works.
Cases that I've encountered in my life, very few cases of people that even in private I get snake vibes from all the way through. And all of this,
or like a shotgun mic. Do you use a shotgun mic on the kick?
His language was the most manipulative, creepy shit I've ever seen. Like, just genuinely. What a foul, creepy human being. There was one that stuck out to me as really funny. He's doing like the nice guy routine. It's impossible for me to hate you. I just need to establish where you're at in my mind. Like, he's just a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, the other reason that I know it's not so erudite, it's not so erudite. Sorry, let me say that correctly. The other reason I know it's not so erudite is that Not So Erudite hates Sunday. There's no way. There's no way that she would ever share that with Sunday. If she had a scoop, she would sooner share it with me than she would with President Sunday. I don't think she likes me either. Um, Guitars probably already probably just have an active pickup. In an active pickup, the 9 volt just pre-charges the coils. You still need an amp. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So you're saying that I'd need like another mic in front of an amp. Wait, really though? Because it's an acoustic. Like, okay, wow. Watching him with Aiko, him being very creepy with while being very condescending and her just giggling and baked. Oh my god. Aiko used to be a friend of the VOD a long, long time ago. And I have not I've resisted the urge to say anything bad about her. So we had one fight and I just didn't feel bad. I thought I was too mean to her way back in the day, so you just use an SM757 for anything? Yeah, I don't have it at 57. But you're right, it is a very versatile mic. It should just have a spot to plug in a patch cable. Nylon string check. No, these are brass. You can usually just plug it directly into a 1/4-inch jack with your interface, regardless of if the pickups are active or passive. Well, I just couldn't get it to like it doesn't it doesn't. I don't know. I might have to see. I have like. See if I can find it. Like, I was using a 1/4-inch plug, but it wasn't a guitar plug. Maybe I just had the wrong plug or something. Maybe the plug was bad or the cable was bad.
Destiny's not a bad guy. Destiny is a tremendously bad guy. Textbook psychopath. Textbook psychopath. Every single person he surrounds himself with is a white nationalist or a grifter or a fraud. Almost without fail. Almost without fail.
Really? Okay, let's play the game, chat. Are relevant. White nationalist, grifter, or fraud? Oh, I guess fraud, right? Because are relevant pretends to be a in cell, and he's not an incel. So that's a fraud. Okay, let's play. Not So Erudite, I guess according to Sunday, Not So Erudite would be a fraud. Dan? Is Landlord Dan a fraud? Or, wait, what did you say? Fraud, grifter, or white nationalist?
Every single person he surrounds himself with.
Yeah, that's what I have, Imaginaire. I have a Focusrite interface. How did you know?
Is a white nationalist or a grifter or a fraud.
A loner box. Which one is loner box? I guess like I would say grifter, but I don't know when loner box was grifting. Like, right, was loner box grifting when he pretended to be progressive, or is loner box grifting now? Narwhal by nature, thank you for the super chat.
Almost without fail. Almost without fail. I can count on one hand the amount of people I've seen who aren't those things.
Dan goes in the grifter category.
So do you think people are starting to see through his shtick recently? I think people always saw through his shtick. We need to understand is that his audience, the people who watch him for him, they watch him.
But here's my question. What do you think? How do you think his audience is? This is going to get to his audience. Like one way or another, this is going to get to his audience because it's personal. Oh no. Oh my gosh. Sorry, chat. Sneezy. Was Loner paid by Woo? I think so. Wait, I don't remember who all was paid by Wu. I think so though. They're all pick-me's. That's the common denominator. There are a lot of pick-me's in his orbit. That's why I never. That and I didn't really understand the fucking meta. I was just like, hey, he's wrong about this shit. Maybe I can talk him out of it. He didn't. He didn't care. He didn't listen. He played piano.
For the vibes. It's not about him. They don't care. Everyone, no, of course not everyone. There's thousands of people there. But the people there who are like invested, they don't care about that.
Wait, Dylan Burns. Which one is he? Grifter, white nationalist, or what was the other one? The lemon. You know that lemon oil actually like makes me feel better. Like the essential oil.
How many people still watch Vosh? It was revealed this year that Vosh keeps drawings of naked children on his computer. Who cares? Nobody cares.
Oh, this story is kind of brand new. Well, okay, what we're looking at, the screenshots are or they're 2 years old, right? But as far as this being released to a public audience, this is the first time, right? So it's brand new, like it's new to us. Yeah, unknown. This is from years ago. That's true, right? The screenshots happened 2 years ago, but the revelation, the confirmation that this relationship really did happen and it happened behind Melina's back, that's new. And it goes against Destiny's claim that the relationship ended because she was cheating on him. Has either of them responded? Not to my knowledge, but I haven't been checking. Citrus fruits are supposed to boost your mood. I think so. It feels like it anyway. I always use lemon oil on my fretboards. Nice. It makes them better for sure. I didn't even think about you should oil your fretboard. That's kind of a good idea. Who paid for Dylan to report from Ukraine? I don't know. Probably Zelensky. No, just kidding. Listen, we've got Dylan to thank for the Ukrainian airport not having been taken over by Russian orcs the in the very beginning, right? It was Dylan who sat outside the airport with a sniper rifle and picked off one Russian after another and saved the airport, right? Even though he can't put on his helmet straight, he was instrumental. And then after that, right after he takes out all the airport and he flies away in the Ghost of Kiev, and he had like 10 splashes, 10 kills, right, in the Ghost of Kiev. Dylan was secretly the Ghost of Kiev.
People like the vibes. They get something emotionally from it. That's what it's about.
Yeah, Dylan was unironically Zelensky's strongest soldier. No, he doesn't claim that. I'm making it up.
Nobody cares. This won't change anything. The only thing stuff like this changes is associations. This can change associations. Who associates with who endorses who, and so on and so forth. Lauren is never trusting Steven with a private message again after this. Too little too late, but that's the case. If she does, she's dumber than I thought. Which, let me tell you, at this point, I think she's pretty dumb.
Well, yeah, if that whole thing that she was saying about like it's just so magical to watch you hacking life and figuring out everything out, right? It's like if she really believed that, then yeah, she is pretty. Not, I won't call her dumb, but I'll call her naive. That's what I was thinking, Unknown. Yeah, Unknown says, I'm a DGG fan and I don't care. He was hooking up with a hot chick. That sounds... That's what I was thinking that the reaction would probably be. Right? Nobody's going to care about the fact that he revitalized a white nationalist career, and that's not the only white nationalist career he revitalized, right? That's the biggest, the most important takeaway for me, is that they manipulated each other.
Lauren will probably have trouble selling herself to other conservatives going forward because she lied to them too. Are there consequences for Destiny? I don't think so. I don't think anybody cares. In fact, if Destiny had owned back then that he was in fact trying
Yeah, I honestly think this will make Destiny, this will just like increase the legend of Destiny.
to hook up with Lauren Southern, nobody would be talking about it. Nobody would care. Why? Because Lauren Southern would be humiliated, and Destiny would just be doing what Destiny does.
Snow says there will be some pushback on the subreddit, but Divorce Ellie defended his actions. I mean, like, you know, the only real revelation is he was dishonest, right? He kind of fucked over Melina. He was kind of dishonest, right? I mean, like, you know, he set a narrative and then he threatened her to keep her, you know, story from coming out. But here it is. Here it is. He was angling to leave her for Lauren Southern. If only Lauren Southern had been okay with non-monogamy.
But he didn't. He covered for her. He covered for her. He made sure, to the best of his ability, he moved heaven and earth, as he said, to make sure that nobody found out about Lauren Southern's indiscretion. Except for when he decided to pull out, gently, cautiously. Third party that he was also trying to get section.
Did you really have to say pulled out? Did you really need to say pulled out? Omega Star, thank you for the super chat. He used her alleged cheating with an Arab man as a cover for his Islamophobia, for real? I never made that connection, but I mean, I guess.
Actually involved with. And then didn't keep that person close enough. Because let me tell you something, when you share stuff like this with somebody, you're locked. Unless you want that stuff to be public. That's how it works. That's it. Unless you can accept that being public, you are locked. Do you think Lauren will grift to the left after this? I don't think so. I don't think she has a future there. They broke the law to cover this up, did they? How so? Elaborate, please. Wig, thank you for the 50 gifted memberships. I appreciate that. Crucible Clips, please. How did they break the law to cover this up? Please explain. I am intrigued. And then we'll get to the fun stuff, okay? We got like three or four fun things, okay?
Yeah, a lot of people at the time said it was her, so Chud Logic said something. I saw the Big Papa Fascist clip. It's sour hour. Yes, I love lemons. And oranges. And limes, chat. Limes are like, oh my god. Oh my god. But I can never, oh my god, I could never be monogamous to a fruit. Oh my god, chat. I could never, like, right, I could never just settle and be like, no, it's lime, or like, no, it's lemon, or no, it's orange. I could never do that. I could never be monogamous to a citrus. They're also important in their own way. They're irreplaceable. You can't exchange one for another. None of them is universally better. They're all beautiful in their own way. Oh my god, chat.
Dog upstairs is very excited. Crucible Clips. Rolo falsified medical records and impersonated a federal agent as well. What?
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 I at Lauren Southern's behest? What? Rolo Tomasi. Do you have something? Can you DM me something about this? What? Really?
I have a very open relationship with fruits and vegetables.
Queeman said he won't cover the law.
You know, the one thing that I was thinking about if I moved to the place where I was thinking about moving is that, like, I don't know if they have berries there. And berries are such an important part of my life. I don't know if I could give up berries, chat. Wait, would I have to give up berries? Oh, I gotta look this up.
Logs because he doesn't want to be responsible for verifying the information in them, so it's up to you if you want to do them. I'm not going to do all of them. There's a lot. I will let Queeman consider it. For my part, I do not think these are fake. I think the amount of work.
Okay, yeah.
These fake.
So
to not make them stronger, because the kind of person who would make
this is a question that was asked earlier. Could these be fake? And I said, sure. I mean, anything could, like, reality could be fake, right? We could be a brain in a jar somewhere. It could be a simulation. Yeah, they could be fake. I don't think, I feel like, yeah, it's a lot of work to, and the fakeness would show up more. I think Sunday's right here. You'd see it would be more exaggerated. There'd be more wild stuff if it was fake. Better get used to durians. I do like, yeah, durians are good. But like, are there no berries though? Okay, there's some kind of like lychee is kind of like a berry. Waxberries. Sea buckthorn. Mulberries. Mulberries. I like mulberries. But they're not really berries, are they? Oh wait, no, that's just like, okay, so they do have blueberries. I mean, I bet they're not the same. Blackberries? No blackberries. Oh. Raspberries? Yes, raspberries. I don't know, chat. I didn't realize how like in love I am with berries. Berries are good for digestion.
This is the first ever Jinxgiving. This was the first ever Jinxgiving that took place.
Do you know what time it is, chat? It's time for Jinxgiving. Because you've been really awesome tonight and you've supported me, and I appreciate that. Even though we had like massive, massive technical difficulties over and over and over and over. Yeah, I mean, I guess I haven't committed as to where I didn't realize how much like the um flora of like the place where I live that I am like in love with and I can't leave. Like it's really important to me. Maybe I could just go to Canada. I feel like it would be too expensive. Um Anti-corporatist came in and said that Canada does have there is like a way to get like refugees or like some kind of status in Canada, but Shaky Gurgga, yes, we're gonna get the Shaky Gurgga. The other thing I wanted to do was thank my Patreons because that is something that I do every stream and I haven't done it yet. All right, so if you are a member of my Patreon, you just got a new video, right? Everyone on my Patreon gets my videos before they come out on YouTube, and usually in like an extended watch kind of format, right? I don't take the you know, it's pre-editing, and there's no I don't cut out any of the curse words. It's uncensored. Um, so yeah, everybody got a new video on Patreon, right? So that's every level. Every single tier gets access to my videos when they come out. Before they come out, you would have been able to watch it last night instead of having to wait until this morning. At the second tier, at the $5 level and more, you also get a shout out. So let me do those now, right? Fancy shout outs to Temporal Insanity. Fancy shouts out to Funky Monkey. Shouts out to Shakespeare. Shouts out to Nadia, to Moe No Ape, to Just Julie, to Jules K, to JR, to Hot Ham Radio, to Good for Gabby, and a fancy shout out to Zera Xerex, to Rachel K, to Crystal Saphira, and to Omega Star. Thank you, Patreons. You help me keep the lights on. And in times when I'm like really scared about like keeping the lights on, it's even I'm even more thankful. Lemons unite into one giant pomelos are good. Like I low key like pomelo better than grapefruit, and I like grapefruit a lot.
Speaking of young men, or I guess older men now, Uncle Shaky Gurgga, okay, Chunk Weigert.
Wait, you don't know how the Lemon song by Led Zeppelin got past censors? Wait, I thought it was just about squeezing a lemon. Is it not about fruit?
Is in the crosshairs of Emma Vigeland, friend of the show, Emma Vigeland.
Yo,
Because he said, I asked Elon.
Shaky Gurgga. Can we get some Shaky Gurggas in chat? I want to see those Shaky Gurggas. If you have a BTTV emote extension, you'll see what this is.
Elon Musk put me in charge of cutting the Pentagon. And he said, what are your suggestions? I run the largest left-wing network online, and Democratic leaders have never asked me that question. The idea that they would take it.
So all that Elon has to do is inflate your ego a little bit, and you're like, oh my God, this guy's great.
Advice from a populace is disdainful to them. Now, which side seems to be more open and inclusive? Which side seems more welcoming? And which side?
How do I Shaky Gurgga? You've got to download the BTTV extension and enable it, but then you'll see Shaky Gurggas.
Tries really hard to drive you away if you disagree even a little with orthodoxy. Which side is asking for suggestions?
Orthodoxy.
Which one is demanding compliance and obedience? Autism Capital says your pivot has been fascinating to watch. Oh, I hadn't considered that Republicans might not be genuine. I'm a rookie, so that's a shocking revelation to me. Show me the time Democrats even asked for suggestions on how to cut the Pentagon from me, you, or anyone else in their base, so I'll take a conversation on it. I said, Unc, I don't think a defense contractor who happens to be the wealthiest billionaire on the planet is going to genuinely listen to your concerns about what parts of the budget they're going to cut. This is preferring someone lie to you rather than one who doesn't even do that. Unc is ready to go. He's ready to fight.
Wait. I love grapefruit, especially in beer, but my cardiologist told me it would interfere with my blood pressure meds. Yeah, that's one thing about grapefruit. It's delicious, but it's basically a medicine. Like, as in, it's got interactions with other medications. So you got to be careful if you're on. Just look up the prescriptions you've got and make sure none of them are interfered with by grapefruit.
Fight, dude. We're squashing this beef on
Jinxgiving, Shaky Gurgga.
Jinxgiving is going to be crazy. He is separating himself from you, Lemafayal. No, that's my uncle. Okay, shut the fuck up. Like, you're not invited? It's at my house. What do you mean? F you mean I'm not invited? Hello? Does he even cook anything good, though? No, he doesn't cook.
You think Cenk cooks anything? Come on.
But it doesn't matter. He's an incredibly important part of Jinxgiving. He's going full Ethan Klein. First of all, no, he's not. And secondly, that's my uncle. Okay? What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
He's got the anti-vaxxer shirt on.
Like, I don't think you understand. Or I don't know why you don't personally consider like this exact same scenario playing out in your life as well. Like some of Cenk's difference in opinion than from myself, okay, is actually fantastic because it brings me closer to the true American experience. Debating
Hassan and Marat versus Anna and Cenk.
your uncle at Thanksgiving. This makes me so happy. God,
Wait, Hassan doesn't cook either? He doesn't? I thought he cooked his chicken.
love Thanksgiving so much.
Does he not cook his own chicken?
I'm so
That guy eats a shitload of chicken for somebody who doesn't cook.
a marabou. It is hilarious that people say I hate America because I love the American experience, and there is nothing more American experience than literally having a spirited and heated debate with your uncle who has maybe some right-wing tendencies. Obviously, for most people, it's like way worse. Okay. But the uncle-nephew bond is undefeated. And if you guys think that there is anything that could come in between the uncle-nephew bond that exists that is stronger than anything else, you are wrong. He was obviously not being serious with his tweet at Elon. I think.
Ew, he boils. Oh, that's right. They boil their chicken. Lifters boil their. I don't understand how they do it. I don't get how they do it. How do they live like that? Boiled freaking chicken. Now, I don't eat meat, and I haven't in a long time, but I do remember boiled chicken, and it is the worst meat. It is the worst meat that my mom ever cooked. She had something, I can't remember, like a stew that she made with chicken, and it was literally just boiled chicken. It was terrible. Like, I don't know. I was kind of a picky little kid, though. I gave my mom so much shit over the food that she liked to cook.
He is. I think he does.
She sucked at making asparagus, all right? Mom, if you're out there, you gotta stop overcooking that asparagus. That's terrible. All right, that's a crime. Asparagus, I thought I didn't like for the first, I don't know, 15 years of my life because nobody ever cooked it like, you know, she just like overcooked it every single. You can't overcook asparagus. It's a crime against nature. You got to just cook it just bare, like just like kind of you could like grill it, but like whatever you do, you could parboil it, you can grill it, whatever you do, just don't cook it for a long time. She would cook it until it was mushed.
Genuinely think he's just using Elon responding to him to.
I feel like I was probably too mean to my mom as far as complaining about her food, but I still think she's wrong about asparagus.
To bully the Dems.
Yeah, piss root.
But ultimately, I still don't think that like Elon is gonna.
Yeah, right. Broiled. It should be broiled.
Responsive regardless.
Something.
Except your Republican.
Or you know, it's really good in a air fryer. Actually,
uncle runs a progressive news org. Yes.
Don't pretend that I brought it up. No,
I have had some food trauma for sure.
You brought it up, and you made it a giant issue, and you're the one.
So now Cenk maintains that in this debate, in this last Jinxgiving, that they were talking about crime statistics, and Hassan brought up the statistics, and it proved Cenk to be right.
The progressive cause and the trans rights cause. We win on every goddamn issue on trans rights. Why are you going and dying on the hill that no one agrees with you on? You're going to ruin trans rights on other issues.
Yeah, you ruined trans rights, Cenk.
Okay. That's Jinxgiving. And it's been happening for years and years and years. Okay? What the fuck is this? It's been happening.
Wait, you parboil your chicken? Do you marinate it first?
For so many years. Are you going to have him on stream? Yes. The heated Cenk versus
Go
Marat
ahead, Marat.
debate.
Get him. That's all I have to say.
No, you got.
Okay, to my mom's credit, she makes some good ass mashed potatoes. My mom's mashed potatoes, unparalleled.
More. Come on. I just put the
Wait
soundtrack
for the music,
on.
though. Wait for the
Yeah.
music.
All right. What else, Marat?
Get me.
That's it, dude.
Talk about it. Speak
Yeah.
on it, King.
No, sorry, I haven't
Speak on it,
watched-
King.
I haven't watched Phil in forever, and yeah, this whole he said, she said. I don't know what to think. It's not for me. It's not for me. It doesn't.
Well, yeah,
he
you
does
started
great.
an
He does
entire
great.
Internet
Yeah, he does great. He wins all the
phenomenon.
time. Yeah, and he's got
based
great
on your
news.
opinions.
Yeah, I got you, but I don't get it. I literally don't get it.
Okay, debate one by Marat. Okay, there you go.
The fuck is this music? I swear to God, I've heard that somewhere. I feel like I've heard that music either in a Skibbity Toilet like summary or in a commercial. Maybe both. Exactly the same with Brussels sprouts. Everyone thinks they don't like them. They've just never had them correctly true. Yeah, I've always liked Brussels sprouts. I thought I didn't though. I really tried to stay away.
KO.
Okay, there you go.
Cenk admits he doesn't
Bro,
get
do
it.
you ever open the
Like, I don't
dictionary
get,
and go,
like-
oh, I don't get it. They're telling me things.
Is this a trans safe chat? This is a trans affirmative chat. Yeah. It's beyond.
Yeah. I think this happened. This began this began years ago. Like back when we were in New Jersey. We used to get together as a family in New Jersey for Thanksgiving in my grandparents' house that they sold. They don't even have it anymore. This is not Jinxgiving. This was not a very spectacular Jinxgiving. This was a little bit different.
Wait, that was the year that he got in trouble. That was the year that he got disciplined by TYT. What did he say? Was it the 9/11 thing that he said, or the thing about fucking the eye hole of Dan Crenshaw, or
Shaky Gurgga, baby.
Shaky Gurgga?
The first ever
Get away
Jinx-
with
No, give us the Shaky Gurgga. I'm pretty sure. Doesn't this clip have the background of like where Shaky Gurgga comes from?
This was how many it was 5
Yo, he's a Vampire Weekend fan. Based. I mean, I don't know if it's based. I used to like them.
years ago. I think it was 6 years ago almost.
With this, dude.
No.
We're gonna have an actual interview where I will ask you some tough questions, okay?
Oh, boy.
I'm gonna ask you some tough questions about what you plan to do for CA25. But
right,
for the
we're-
time being. All right, everybody.
We gotta go, guys. Not a big deal.
He's flexing. Bro, your hair was curly. Brother, it still is wavy.
Stop. All right, I'm stopping the recording. All right, we'll
See
be
you
back.
guys.
Murat's
Murat.
angry. All right.
This is the first ever Jinxgiving. This was the first ever Jinxgiving that took place. I am infinitely amused by Cenk's seemingly earnest and entirely not self-aware belief that major figures in both parties somehow owe him personally an audience and input into their decisions. Like, not as an equal citizen, but as a semi-successful media brand, very delusional. Okay, I have an issue with that.
Wait, you do? I think that's based. Is that not?
I take issue with what Adam Johnson is saying because Shaky Gurgga has had an impact on the Democratic Party. Okay, all jokes aside, he literally did. I mean, him
No, he did, but he's up his own ass. You got to. Well, I guess you don't have to admit that. You're literally family.
and
but-
Kyle were
It's true. It's true. He is up his own ass a lot.
formative figureheads in the Justice Democrats. Like all of the progressive squad members that were elected, like they came from the Justice Democrats movement. They created that. They did do that. They were very important. And now you got Brianna Wu with the Justice Dems. Is she still
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
Ugh. For years and years, I've heard
Rebellion
people
dot
mispronounce
pack.
my uncle's name. Okay, but I've never heard Shaky.
Yes. Here we go.
And
Here we go. This is so good.
Until I found one of those like weirdo incel podcasts, those weirdo incel podcasts who referred to him as Shaky Gurgga, and it was the most insane way to refer to him that it stuck with me. I cannot wait to show him that clip, by the way, because I don't know if he knows what Shaky Gurgga is. Yeah, here's the TikTok. of
You
it.
appear to have a crush on Hassan Abi. Is that correct?
Yes, if he ever watches this, I'm sorry
Sorry for what?
for being on here. He hates it.
Why?
He's a socialist and he knows the formula of the podcast. I'm not going to go into, you understand.
It's possible that because he's such a low-tier, lowbrow debater.
He's not a debater and he's been very clear that
Yeah,
he
I know.
doesn't, he's
Well,
not
he
a
shouldn't
debate
be
lord.
because he's literally a moron. So it doesn't surprise me he can't
I
debate.
completely disagree. He doesn't say that
Wait,
he's the smartest.
I'm sorry.
person. He's an internet personality.
What did Big Papa Fascist say there that got censored? But moron doesn't get censored, right? What did he say? Did he say something racist? What did?
that it stuck with me. I cannot
Oh my God! Is that how you make mochi?
wait to show him that clip, by the way,
Like green tea mochi?
because I don't know if he knows what Shaky Gurgga is. Yeah, here's the TikTok.
You appear to have a crush on Hassan Abi. Is that correct?
Yes, if he ever watches this, I'm sorry.
Sorry for what?
For being on here, he hates it.
Why?
Okay.
He's a socialist and he knows the formula of the podcast. I'm not going to go into, you understand.
It's possible that because he's such a low-tier, low-brow debater.
He's not a debater, and he's been very clear that he doesn't. He's
well,
not
he
a
shouldn't
debate
be
lord.
because he's literally a moron. So it doesn't surprise.
You can't say moron. You can say all that nasty misogynistic shit that they say, all that racist shit that they say on these podcasts, but you can't say moron? Is that a TikTok thing? Can you not say TikTok? Oh, did he say Muslim? No, I think he said moron. Does TikTok not let you say moron?
Surprise me, he can't
I
debate.
completely disagree. He doesn't say that he's the smartest person. He's an internet personality who
Who's connected to Shaky
a
Gurgga.
political.
Shaky Gurgga.
He doesn't say that he's the smartest person. He's an internet personality
Who's connected to Shaky Gurgga.
Shaky Gurgga.
Shaky Gurgga.
That's a Big Papa Fascist exclusive, right? No, I've never heard anyone else call him Shaky Gurgga.
Shake.
Like, the last time I checked, TikTok doesn't ban ableism. I guess I'm not on TikTok enough to know for sure, but should fix that.
Shaky Gurgga.
I should be streaming on TikTok.
What the hell, man? What the f is Shaky Gurgga? Huh. What? Did you see your aunt getting owned by Dominic Tarzinski? I did not, and I don't want to see it.
Who the fuck is Dominic Tarzinski?
And then says Shaky Gurgga. Yeah, I always
Shaky Gurgga.
clear to me that the man on the whatever podcast is the actual beacon of intellect. Hey, low tier, lowbrow debater.
Oh my god. So we got to get in the mood for the season.
Welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor to bring to you presidential candidate.
You can make some pretty good money on TikTok Lives. I just need to figure out how to dual stream to YouTube Shorts and to TikTok Live at the same time.
That's it. Presidential candidate.
But the way that I'd have to do it would be this, chat. They would every time they donated like a certain, what is it, a sticker that you donate? Is it called a sticker that you donate on TikTok? Every time that they donated a certain sticker, I would have to do something like unpleasant. And I'd be like, oh no, don't make me, like, right, that's the meta on TikTok, right? Is that the donations cause you to do something that you either really don't want to do or you pretend you don't want to do it. And you get mad every time they donate. You're like, oh, I can't believe you donated. What the fuck?
Anti-crime candidate Cenk Uygur. He's in the building. First ever naturalized
presidential candidate. Wasn't he born in Turkey? Yes, but the power of Shaky Gurgga is such that he can change the law. He can change the law. That was the strategy. He was going to get the law changed.
U.S. citizen running for office. It's the Thanksgiving treat at this point. It's you have turkey, you watch football, maybe you toss the pigskin around yourself, and I and my uncle get together and have a jank-off. That's right, a real uncle-nephew standoff. That's right. Not true. Ted Cruz ran in 2016. Doesn't matter. Those were all technically
like the one that I've seen people do is they'll be on TikTok Live, they'll be in their bed and ostensibly trying to sleep, and every time that like a donation comes in, they wake up and they're like, God damn it, I can't believe you woke me up. I'm trying to sleep here. What the fuck?
still considered natural-born U.S. citizens. Apparently, I did not know this. He does. Actually, yeah, let's get started with that. I told you George Romney was born in Mexico, and therefore he was not eligible in the same way that you weren't. But you said no, that's actually not the case. George Romney has had like another like legal way of getting in, and the only person was what, Barry Goldwater.
Yeah. So everybody has an excuse. John McCain was born in the Panama. It was born in Panama, but he was born on a military base. Ted Cruz claims that his mom was an American citizen, which actually.
What do you mean claims is not the case?
No, because she was voting Canadian elections at the time. So that's actually on the record. So Ted Cruz should have never been allowed to.
What the fuck?
Run. Ted Cruz is not even a citizen. He never got naturalized.
Bro, you're coming in hot right now, though.
Yeah. So since he never got naturalized, he's actually not even a citizen. He shouldn't even be a senator, let alone
That's crazy.
running for president. But
Is this literally just from Cenk being like slightly off base? Like, does my audio get way worse when I go when I turn like that? Because he's right up on his mic. He's just not pointed in the right direction, and it's super quiet.
he claimed that his mom was a citizen at the time.
I know these mics too.
Excuse George Romney's the same way. Barry Goldwater was born in the Arizona Territory and was not a natural-born citizen. And so I don't know what excuse they're using for him, but it's not in the Constitution. So, like, people cheat all the time. So they're like, oh, yeah, Republican white guy, totally allowed to run, right?
Cenk.
But it doesn't matter because the whole thing got amended.
I gotta try and fix the microphones. Hold on. No, this is bad.
Oh no, both of their microphones.
I'm trying to max out your mic, but I'm having a hard time. I've already maxed out.
I usually max out my mic.
No, I know, but it's not working right now for some reason. I don't know what it is. Speak into it again.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
People were saying that you were not loud enough.
Yeah.
You have no noise gate either, so I don't know why.
Yeah. It is very unusual for me to not be loud enough.
Yeah. I lowered my own volume a little bit so we can match yours, and then hopefully chat will shut their stupid mouth.
Yo, you never want to tell chat to shut up about audio, because that's how you end up with unusable video. Right? Chat is too nice about audio, right? I've given you some pretty piss poor audio before, and you have not complained, but I appreciate the complaints. The complaints are very, very helpful.
Because the kids are right in vicinity. All right.
Okay, so bottom line is, guys, 14th Amendment says all persons born or naturalized
Where is Kaya? This is a year ago, so is Kaya like smaller, maybe?
Have due process and equal protection.
Okay.
So it already got amended out of the Constitution. So anyone out there who's like, oh, did you read the Constitution, man? Yeah, I read it. No. Oh, you know what? I hadn't read it until.
Do you know what the thing is, though? Like, yeah, he can't run. I think he knows that he wouldn't be able to run. I think it was just a publicity stunt, like, right? He's just got to give plausible deniability to the fact that he thinks that maybe he can run.
A troll on Twitter told me. And oh, there it is. Oh, wow, I should have checked, right? No, did you read the part? Do you understand what it means to amend something, amend the Constitution? And it says very clearly, born or naturalized, equal protection. It's super clear.
But have you considered the fact?
No, because like I love it when there's like a high maintenance audio file in the audience that wants to let me know what their opinion is about the audio. Because like I have no way of. I mean, I sort of hear myself through my headphones, but I don't exactly hear, there's aspects that I don't notice and I don't hear.
That I'm racist?
He was trying to sell the book. That's probably it.
What I hadn't thought of.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there is actually a movement online called Don't Care, Still Voting for Cenk. That's right. I don't know if you were aware of this or not.
Actually, I'm not.
How do you get rid of Hamas?
Let's take a look.
If you don't do it the way Israel is currently doing it, albeit with...
You do what America did with the Osama bin Laden. We didn't go drop a nuke on Pakistan. We didn't go destroy 6,000 residential buildings in the middle of Pakistan.
I mean, we did kind of fuck up Afghanistan, though.
Sent in special forces. Is it more dangerous to the special forces? Of course. That's the point of special forces. Try to find the hostages. Does it look like Israel's trying to find the hostages? If I have a family member that's a hostage, I'm disgusted by what Netanyahu's.
Wait, the fucking channel's called Heroic Masculinity? Heroic Masculinity? Is that supposed to be like heroic masculinity? What the fuck is that?
How do you know they're not in the buildings you're dropping bombs on? How do you know they're not in the tunnels you're dropping bombs on? How do you know they're not in the hospitals you're dropping bombs on? So this
Heroic Mask Unity. There we go.
If you want the hostages rescued, every rational human being can agree this is not the way to do it. This is the way to do death and destruction for the sake of death and destruction. It's collective punishment. It's genocide against Palestinians, and the world has to speak out. So my way is not pleasant either. It involves a lot of folks dying on both sides. I understand that. Those are super hard choices. But go find Hamas. Go find the hostages. Go rescue them instead of wantingly, indiscriminately.
He's giving Moonlord. You know what I'm saying? Mine the moon. Why don't they mine the moon? There's minerals. There's precious gemstones. There's probably all kinds of shit up there on the moon. Why don't they mine the moon?
Killing after killing, and let's be honest, when you drop a bomb and
yeah, exactly. Cheese and crackers, Gromit.
head explodes and a grandmother is incinerated, that is terrorism.
Yeah, don't care. Still voting for Cenk. That video that we just watched.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck happened? That video we watched has 370,000 likes on TikTok.
Yeah, that segment got over 4 million views on YouTube.
Yeah, you killed it.
Yeah.
Obviously, you and I have, I guess, some disagreements on that. I think like the best way to negotiate, or the best way to deal with the situation, is to negotiate and do the exact opposite. That was my perspective after 9/11 as well. People have often asked me, you know, what should have America done? And I'm like, literally the opposite of what they did.
Have we got any predictions for Jinxgiving this year? This is Jinxgiving past. This is Jinxgiving from last year, right? Do we have some predictions? It's gonna be maybe more uncomfortable than it's ever been. And it wasn't super comfortable here. There were some heated moments in this Jinxgiving. There's always some heated moments every Jinxgiving, but I am wondering, my question, chat, to you is, will the nephew uncle bond hold fast? Or will 2024 in all of its fucking cursed horribleness, will 2024 rip them apart? I don't know. Like the amount of cozying up to the Trump administration that TYT is doing now, you know, if I don't know how it holds together.
Which I think you would agree with as well. Do you think America should have invaded Afghanistan after 9/11?
Well, that's a complicated one. Iraq, obviously not. So for Afghanistan, it depends on what version of the story you believe. Did they actually offer up bin Laden or didn't they? If they offered up bin Laden, then it's a no-brainer. You take bin Laden, you don't invade Afghanistan for no reason.
Well, they offered up bin Laden before, as a matter of fact, before 9/11, 9/10 specifically, was when, what's the guy? The guy that got assassinated?
Mohammed.
He was...
Rashid Dostum?
No.
Oh, wait. Oh my god, I fucking should know this guy. He's the guy with the cap. What the fuck was this guy's name? Does anybody remember? He was like, I think he was a warlord at some point, and he like left Afghanistan, but he came back, and he like entered back into Afghanistan like right before the United States invaded, and he got assassinated. He got you know his.
No, not none of those guys. And also, Dostum is still alive, isn't he? What the fuck?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Dostum is
I don't
like...
know, you accidentally killed Dostum.
Yeah, Ahmed Shah Massoud was the leader of the Northern Allegiance, right?
The Northern Alliance. Yeah, that's not the guy I was thinking of.
And he famously, before his assassination, as an Afghan politician and military commander, he was one of the mujahideen that was obviously another rugged anti-Soviet fighter, but
I mean, he definitely does have the hat, but no, this was another dude. I can't remember his name, but he had been out of Afghanistan for years, and the idea was he's gonna go into Afghanistan and raise up like popular resistance against the Taliban, but he didn't even get that far.
obviously the Mujahideen were a collection of different different forces that were not aligned with one another ideologically. There was like different sects, different opinions. He was following the rise of the Taliban in 1996. Masood was a rejectioner of the Taliban's fundamentalist interpretation of Islam, and he was a leader of the Northern Alliance. And he told America that he wanted to give up Osama bin Laden, and then he was executed because the CIA leaked his location in still disputed claims on whether or not it was deliberately done. Who knows? But the CIA leaked his location, and then he was assassinated by Al Qaeda that found his information and portrayed themselves as journalists, actually, in a TV interview, and then they blew him up. Yeah, that was great.
So the other time that we had bin Laden, where we could have at least withdrawn at that point, is that we had him cornered in Tora Bora shortly after we went in. And there's a New York Times article about how Rumsfeld said, no, do not pursue him.
Yeah, isn't that where the we don't negotiate with terrorists come from as well?
No, not from that one, because there was no negotiation. We had him cornered, and the American general asked permission to pursue. And Rumsfeld said, no, do not pursue. And so we just let bin Laden go.
I was talking about this. On October 14th, Sunday, October 14th, 2001, an article older than half of chat in The Guardian writes, Bush rejects Taliban offer to hand bin Laden over. The reason why they said they were denying this offer was because the Taliban said, we will give you Osama bin Laden as long as you take it to the International Criminal Court and as long as there's evidence as to his wrongdoing, which you could look at and interpret as like, oh, well, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. But
I could look at that and say that's perfect. What did we do with the Nazis? We brought them to Nuremberg. We didn't just summarily execute them. We did rule of law. And did we have evidence on bin Laden? Yeah, of course we had evidence on bin Laden. So that's 3 times we rejected an offer to get bin Laden because we wanted more war. And so I don't agree with that. But if there was no real offer, then we would have had to go and get bin Laden. But again, the good news is right after we went in, we had him. And Rumsfeld and Cheney turned it down.
Wonder why.
Yeah. So, by the way, the website's jankforamerica.com. And the thing is, for the movement that's saying, I don't care, I'm still voting for Cenk. First of all, I love you. Thank you. Appreciate you. But second of all, you don't have to worry about it. We're going to go to court. And the court's either going to say yes or no. So it shouldn't affect whether you're going to vote for me.
The judge is going to be like, don't care, voting for Cenk. That's what the judge is going to say.
Well, that's entirely possible. Or they could say, yeah, I care, and you're right. The 14th Amendment clearly amended it.
So anyway, this is the bin Laden stuff that we were talking about, but like the parallel here is, of course, in my opinion, with October 7. I think that what you said on Piers is I mean, it's decent. It's definitely far better than like 99% of Democratic politicians at that moment, almost 99% of Democratic politicians. But yeah, no, I think that you and I are in agreement on this issue. I don't think we're going to fight a lot on this. We're not going to have a jank off on Israel-Palestine, it seems.
No, I mean, look, I don't like. I think Hamas is counterproductive. I think they're Muslim fundamentalists. I got no interest in them. I don't know if you disagree with that. But obviously, the Palestinians should be free. Obviously, the occupation is an unbearable injustice, and obviously, we shouldn't send a dime to Israel until they not only end this bombing campaign, but end the occupation. So I don't know why in the world we would support someone who's oppressing people for 56 straight years.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that's a fairly reasonable take. The only difference, I guess, is that, like, No, I mean, I agree with all of that. Yeah. It's not like I've talked about this before. It's not like Hamas in and of itself is like a popular movement. It's more so anyone who will retaliate against Israel's unjustifiable criminal occupation, its belligerent occupation. I think that is what the broad majority opinion of the Palestinians is, that like
These are the young Turks. I'd hate to see what the old ones look like. Well, I mean, to be fair, like Hassan has not been a young Turk in years and years and years. And even a year ago, there was a lot that Cenk and Hassan disagreed about. Cenk's tough on crime stance, Cenk's anti-trans weirdness. I feel like even immigration. Nadia says, "Do people realize where the name? Yeah, the Young Turks. Yeah, do people know that? How weird that Anna Kasparian works with them. It's wild that they survive. Yeah. That's the weirdest thing, because like, right. So the Young Turks is a figure of speech in American English, right? Meaning just like young upstarts or something like that. But it's a reference to a Turkish government, the Turkish government that did the Armenian genocide. And Cenk did, acknowledge the Armenian genocide. I guess the story is that he grew up, in Turkey with, it being denied. And so, like, he's acknowledged that. I think they've even acknowledged that it was a bad idea for a name, but just said that they were locked into it before they realized, because they're old. The TYT started like in the early 2000s, right?
Understanding is the occupation has to be costly, because if it's not, then Israel thinks they can just continue getting away with what they're doing. And,
So, I'll just say two things about that. One, when the Palestinians went to the UN to try to get a state declared, just like Israel did, when Israel said that was unacceptable and America backed that play, that's what led to this. Because if you say diplomacy is terrorism and terrorism is terrorism, well, then you're going to get actual terrorism, because you're not giving any political, diplomatic, peaceful solution a chance. It was absurd.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing
for America to not support.
Is this a Destiny hate community? Yes, all we do is we hate on Destiny, and we praise Shaky Gurgga. Shaky Gurgga, who will defeat Destiny on the field of battle. Also, Adam Friedland, who has challenged Destiny to a duel. Pistols at dawn. Yes, we are a Destiny hate community, a community dedicated towards hate against Destiny.
Or the Palestinians' resolution to get a state through the United
Well, there was also the 20.
But yeah, for anybody who's watching, this is kind of a weird moment. After doing so much content for the past year about TYTs just spiraling and circling the drain, it's getting worse and worse and worse, right? What we're seeing here is not a rapprochement between Hassan and TYT. It is not a coming together of their, opinions, right? This is the uncle-nephew bond, which, they're family, even though they disagree on so fucking much, even though Cenk's co-host is, like, rabidly jealous of Hassan. And no, I'm not talking about Destiny. I'm talking about Kasparian. So it's a weird place to find myself watching the celebration of Jinxgiving. Considering now this is Jinxgiving a year ago, I'm kind of giving you a little preview to what this year's Jinxgiving might be like. We don't know, and at this point, I'm wondering, will the uncle-nephew bond hold fast? Because they have never been further apart. Like at this point, Cenk is like kissing Trump's ass and Elon's ass. Wait, are there Destiny hate communities? I can't imagine just like being like dedicated to like, you know, today on No Comment Check, we're taking down Destiny. It's time. He sucks. Fuck this guy.
Having Hamas heel turn basically.
Wouldn't you run out of things to talk about?
Where they did the same thing. They tried to do a PLO situation where they updated their charter, and then they said like they wanted to gain international recognition, but of course that was completely antithetical to what the Israeli governments were designing Hamas to be, a fundamentalist terror cell. They're bad. They're terrorists. Everyone in Palestine are terrorists. They voted for.
Wait. Oh, I remember that, Nadia. Early TYT footage pre-2010. I saw Cenk spouting bestiality apologia. Yeah. He was talking about a horse, right? Or something. Anna Kasparian rapid-firing criticism. Oh, yeah, the camel toe. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh at it. It's actually fucked up. Like, they would zero in or they would zoom in on pictures of women to show their camel toes, and then they would rate the camel toe. It was really fucked up.
For Hamas, I mean, this is something that.
So can I just say two things about that? First of all, I've now seen a bunch of Israeli officials, including Isaac Herzog, the president, say that. And what they're doing is they're agreeing with Hamas, and they're agreeing with Osama bin Laden. In bin Laden's letter to the U.S., he said the American civilians had it coming because they voted for the American administrations that they have, like the Bush one. And Hamas says the Israeli citizens had it coming because they voted for Netanyahu, etc. So when Isaac Herzog says, well, the Palestinians once voted for Hamas, 20 years ago, so their civilians had it coming, that is a very literal terrorist talking point. So
yeah, but
he's advocating for terrorism.
Okay, you don't understand. Have you considered that terrorism can only be done by what we perceive are enemy combatants? I wouldn't say brown guys in the situation because Israel is very brown in the exact same way that like Palestine is, you know what I mean? But like in the eyes of the American, in the eyes of the Western world, we mostly only see Ashkenazi Jews. So we think like, oh, those are the white guys on the field.
Yeah, no, it's those like, that's why all these labels are so stupid. Like the Israelis and the Palestinians are nearly indistinguishable. They're of course we're the same people. We're all indistinguishable. Our DNA is like 99.9% the same. It's just labels that we put on people: Israeli, Palestinian, Jewish, Muslim. It's silly. It's totally to kill each other over that is insanity.
I have decided what that boing boing chick was doing. She was doing a jaywalking of bestiality. Like, yeah, it might technically be a crime, but let's not waste the court's time on jaywalk.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, fair enough.
But here comes the
God, they look so different.
controversial part, the part I shouldn't say. I believe that if I were the benevolent dictator of the world, I would legalize bestiality where you are giving, where you are pleasuring the animal.
There it is. There it is. Wow.
Clearly, I think it's more so that is the justification used.
That is so fucked up.
To harden, further polarize and harden the battle lines, basically. Like to be able to draw the battle lines accurately, or what the fuck?
What's up with Hassan's camera?
What is happening here? This is like in the way. Hold on, I'm trying to move this. Okay, there it is.
It sounds very Vashi, yeah. Very Vashian.
To justify it, to sell the war.
Yeah, well, there's a bunch of factors. So the religious fundamentalism of the Israeli settlers is definitely relevant, of Hamas.
Yeah, Shaky Gurgga has a new meaning.
And it helps to separate out them in a way that is unresolvable. In other words, it's disastrous because it separates them out in a way that's unresolvable. But ultimately, it's a power dynamic at play. And so and by the way, they say, oh, well, if Hamas had the power that Israel has, they'd kill every Jew. No, that's actually not at all true. It would play out almost exactly as it's playing out now, where the Palestinians would oppress them.
Oh my God.
Occupy them,
well,
they wouldn't kill all of them. That's ridiculous.
Well, you don't even know that.
Random Spooky Girl 3PO. I cannot read that, but that is very funny.
Because, like, we have no way of knowing that because Hamas and any kind of political mobilization that it's been able to
create for itself, any kind of like popularity that it's been able to cultivate for itself, and it's been deeply unpopular throughout its inception and well into the 2000s, and even now is not a very popular.
I'm still not entirely sure what he's saying. I mean, like, sex is supposed to be pleasurable. Like, if not, why would you be doing it? So why? I don't understand. Like, what is he? Oh my God, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. It's like he thinks like this thing's okay, this thing's okay, this thing's not okay, and I kind of just like don't want to know which things. Right? I don't want to think about the things that he's thinking about when he's thinking about a freaking horse. What a creep. God.
Is due to the occupation. Is due to the fact that time and time again, these negotiations that were being done with Yasser Arafat led to more settlements, more expansion of the West Bank, more oppression, the permit tyranny that Palestinians were subjected to. So I don't even think that Hamas, in the way that we understand it, or the way that it exists, would exist if they had that same level of power.
No, 100%. Except for the fact that whichever government has unlimited power will almost always abuse it, right? And that's what's happening in Israel. But overall, of course, Hamas wouldn't exist if there was no occupation.
Yeah,
and
they would vanish. It would,
So look, one other defense that Israeli supporters use is, well, all these guys are anti-Semitic, so they no matter what we do, they try to kill us. That's nonsense, total utter nonsense.
Yeah.
So first of all, there's global anti-Semitism. That is definitely true, right? But is that related to why the Palestinians in particular are aggrieved with Israel?
Yeah.
No, it's because you're occupying them. That's not complicated. Pretending it's because they're hateful. Okay, when were they supposed to love you? At what point in the occupation where the Palestinians go, hey, you know what? Even though these guys have been occupying us and taking away all of our dignity, our economic opportunity, dropping bombs on us, cutting off the water and power anytime they want, and bringing in settlers to steal our land and having them execute us every once in a while summarily, we're supposed, oh, right, but we love them.
I think I would go so far as to say that I think Palestinians do show a tremendous amount of resilience and also are infinitely less hateful towards Jewish people or even Israelis in general, but like Jewish people across the board, than one would expect under any other normal circumstance. Something that Norm Finkelstein talks about a lot is like the hatred that his parents, his mom and dad, both Holocaust survivors, both concentration camp survivors, they were in the Warsaw Ghetto, the hatred that they experience, the hatred that they feel towards Germans, carried on to like their experiences living in America. And he always talks about like how understandable of a hatred that was, considering like what the Germans had done, what the Nazis had done, and that distinction is almost impossible to make, even after years and years of like surviving that oppression. As far as I've seen, Palestinians are infinitely less hateful. Maybe it's because they understand their position is like born into oppression, and they are very cognizant, or maybe it's because they are hyper educated in spite of all of the circumstances that they've been that they've had to deal with. But you know, most Palestinians that I hear.
Oh, was this today? So for anybody who's watching this, we're just doing like, I guess, a pre-Jinxgiving warm up, right? This is Jinxgiving from 2023. This is a year ago. There's still, some bad feelings between Hassan and TYT at this point, especially when it comes to Anna, but not like TYT hadn't gone as far right as it has now. Yeah, we're trying to predict like the outcome of Jinxgiving this year. Like, right, what is going to happen? Will the uncle and nephew bond hold fast, or will it be torn asunder by the forces of 2024? Which I fucking hate 2024. I thought wasn't 2023 pretty bad too? Am I right? 2024 has sucked so hard.
From are way less hateful than they normally anyone else would under normal circumstances.
Yeah, last thing I'll say on that is, look, they set up this oppression loop that is unbreakable. So they say, since they hate us, we have to occupy and oppress them. And the more they occupy and oppress them, the more they are hated, of course, as would happen in any situation.
Nadia says, my prediction, Hassan doesn't talk to him. You mean doesn't do Jinxgiving this year, or just like ends up like being like a real bridge burner? It's been a bad 4 years. Yeah. It's been about kind of bad 8 years. I don't know.
So then they say, well, now you hate us more. Now we have to occupy you more. Oh, well, now you hate us more. Now we...
And chat, like, seriously, I don't know. I don't want to make it all about me while we're trying to get into the Jinxgiving spirit, the Jinxgiving mood, but I'm like, this is fucked up. Like, I think I've talked about or thought about or considered or, you know, like moving out of the country so many times, but it's always been like, nah, like I was in school, right? So I couldn't move out of the country, or I decided I would want to. And now it's so different, right? I'm thinking about leaving the place that I live, the place that I love forever. And it hasn't even been a question, right? It's not like a thing where I'm like, well, maybe I could stay and, you know, Trump won't be so bad. No, Trump's going to be really bad, especially for me. All right. I want nothing to do with that shit. I want to continue what I'm doing. I want to continue to fight. And I feel like I have to do that from a safe distance. No, Trump's actually really good. Everything will be wonderful. Right? I can't wait for those tariffs to kick in so that stuff becomes even more expensive. I can't wait for him to cut Medicaid. I can't wait for him to cut SNAP. It'll make everything so much better.
We have to occupy you more. So it's an infinite loop. They cannot.
No, I'm getting the fuck out while the getting's good. I don't know if you'll be able to get out at some point. Like, I don't know how bad shit's gonna get.
Not be broken. And the reason for that is that it's not that Netanyahu and the Israeli right-wing government couldn't figure that out logically. It's that they want to occupy.
Yeah.
They want to take more land.
Exactly. I mean, this
Miskatonic says, I for one welcome our alien overlords.
I think this is one of the most prescient,
even when they're waving onion rings in your face.
Netanyahu takes of all time. This is like it was on TRT TRT, the Turkish broadcaster. Let me see if I can find it. But do you guys know the video I'm talking about? It's like the old one from like 2001. Oh,
okay. Let's see what else they got. Fetterman. Oh God, we're just going over bad news, aren't we? This was when when people realized that Fetterman was. Wait, he looks angry.
Fire her? That's such a bad look, guys.
Wait, Steven
At a time of
Spielberg
anti-Semitism, you don't go around going, she dared to speak out against Israel. Fire her.
No, Spielberg. Right? Wait, I don't. It says anti.
Yeah, I read it in one of the articles. I'm not putting it on Spielberg. Like, there was a whole bunch of people internally at CIA and externally.
Chat, like, I just didn't realize until I thought about berries that, like, I really do like the place that I live. Like, I kind of love it. It's hard to explain.
Their clients, and he was mentioned in one of the articles. He's not the pivotal guy. It's not his name's not important. The point is, a whole bunch of people said, let's fire her because she's dared to say.
No, you didn't upset me. Oh my God, no. I just like I've been thinking about this anyway.
A political statement we don't agree with.
Yeah.
Even though it's technically
it's just something I have to deal with, right? And it's wild to like actually like there's making plans and stuff and for something, and then there's like actually doing it, you know, when it comes to like leaving a place forever.
Right? The other hero other than Tom Cruise was J.J. Abrams. So he apparently stepped up behind the scenes, was like, what are you guys doing? No, don't fire her. And so,
you know what's really
great
interesting?
Job. Thank you, J.J. Abrams.
You know who actually, I don't know where they stand now, but you know who actually has been like incredibly critical of the Benjamin Netanyahu administration? And it's not it's someone you would not expect. It's someone whose brother you've called a
yeah.
donkey and is the reason why you were. Maybe.
I'm just remembering, like, thinking that Bernie was going to win in 2016. I'm remembering really thinking he was going to win in 2020. And it's just like, I feel like if that had happened at either of those moments, we'd be living a different timeline right now.
We may or may not have left WME, as a matter of fact. But yeah, Ari Emanuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ari Emanuel has been like, because I looked into it to see, like, I wonder what his perspective is, because, like, obviously Rom is like fucking reactionary piece of shit, right?
Well,
so I thought
those are two different things, though. So and Rom served in the IDF too. So Ari Emanuel supports Israel 200%, and I'm sure there's a million things we disagree on. But that's the great thing about Jewish culture, is that it not only like allows for dissent, but it advocates dissent. It wants you. It wants to have these. You're supposed to challenge the rabbi, etc. So there's tons and tons of both Israelis and Jewish Americans who can't stand Netanyahu and who want to get rid of Netanyahu.
Yeah.
So and Ari Emanuel's in that camp, and bless his heart for that. He's like, how much more do we have to deal with this shit? Right? He's totally incompetent, totally self-obsessed, totally corrupt. Let's get rid of this son of a bitch.
Yeah. It was Maha Dakil is who we're talking about, by the way, who worked with big name celebrities including Tom Cruise, Reese Witherspoon, Natalie Portman, Ava DuVernay, and Hathaway stepped down from the internal board of the Creative Artists Agency. Hold on. Well, not anti-Semites in this case, but he's also defending
any of these things. They're incredibly popular. He could do them at any time that he wants to. This is total propaganda. Purposeful propaganda, not just to help Joe Biden, but for Joe Biden to help the drug companies cover up their crimes. So they have a monopoly. It's corruption defined. They pay off the Republicans and the Democrats. And Joe Biden is not the guy who's holding them in check. He's the guy who's doing the cover story. He's the getaway driver for that. So it's not enough. No, you should have your leaders should represent you. I know we've lost that idea completely in America in the last 50 years.
That's why I'm so frustrated about like this iteration of like Joe Biden once again refusing to reckon with popular support for ideas like the ceasefire, right? And just in the most comical.
Oh yeah, that's right. Where does the kiss the onion ring thing come from in the first place? There's no onion rings at McDonald's. Duh. You got to go to Burger King. You got to go to Burger King. For the onion rings. Does Arby's have good onion rings?
Way,
I don't remember. I feel like they have onion rings, right?
No, like Israel has a right to Arab.
But it's just kind of like if you're gonna fry an onion, you might as well, do it a bloomin' onion, right? You might as well do the thing where you cut it into little sections and then you dip the thing into the batter and fry it up like that.
Voters in places like Michigan. A reality that Gretchen Whitmer certainly understands, and that's why she's triangulated her messaging very differently than Joe Biden has so far. But there's going to be people that will not ever forget Joe Biden's actions and his statements, right? Muslim voters. And beyond that,
Arby's onion rings are better. Yeah, they are, aren't they? Because I feel like Burger King's onion rings, sometimes they're a little slimy inside, and I don't know. I just can't. I mean, I'll eat it, but I'd rather the dough be cooked all the way through, right?
I get very frustrated at liberals.
No idea where onion rings came from. Yeah, I don't know either.
Yell at the likes of myself, who say I think that it's perfectly valid and perfectly reasonable to say you're not going to vote for a president to extract concessions.
And they don't wait. Are they really tiny at Burger King? I feel like they don't cut them thin enough, right? I feel like there's a big old chunk of onion in there somehow. It's like
1 year out from an election. That's ridiculous. What the fuck?
Still feel slimy from Biden's 1994 crime bill.
What are we doing here? Why are we always voting from a defensive posture?
Yeah, crispy. Yeah, hell yeah.
Forever.
I mean, not burned, but crispy. Yeah.
The country and the world, as a consequence of this country, ratchets towards further
state fair. Oh my God, you get the shoestring fries
and further right-wing policies that Republicans put.
Although the weird thing about our state fair, they would always cook the they weren't cooked enough, right? they were a little bit mushy, gooey, wet somehow.
Push the needle on, and then the Democrats solidify and make permanent. Great example I will give you is this. Under the Bush administration,
Yeah, they're really oily too, right? They don't actually drain the oil off at the state fair.
tax cuts for the highest top tax bracket were pushed. However, this was an initiative that was slated to sunset.
Onion rings are yucky. Well, I will say I like fries better. I will go with fries if given a choice most of the time.
If you recall, the top margin.
Yeah, when the batter falls off the onion ring or the ring, yeah.
The top marginal tax rate was slated to sunset, so the taxes were about to go back up. Under the
oh my God, chat. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get emotional. I just like I don't know, sometimes saying goodbye to a place is harder than saying goodbye to a person. But I'm gonna have to do a bit of that coming up here. I'll have to figure out. Mozzarella sticks. Yeah, I loved mozzarella sticks until I worked at a place where they were just like we could have as many we wanted on break. And that broke me. But yeah, I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, with the marinara sauce, right? Are you talking about? Yeah, like mozzarella sticks with marinara sauce. Stuck on ice cream? Wait, what kind? Yeah, Nadia. Yeah, that sucked. That and just the fact that he would say this shit about like his hairy legs and like somehow people like, yeah, hairy legs. That's really fucking cool. I'm glad he's got hairy legs. And he's like weirdly has a weird racist story about like corn pop. Am I the only one who felt that way? There was some kind of weird like racist something or other going on in the corn pop story. It was him trying to relate though. Yeah, even back then, people, you know, Bernie people were when everybody flipped and endorsed Biden, Bernie people were like, "What the fuck?" It's not just losing; it's like losing to a ham sandwich. You know what I'm saying? Just white bread and ham, and that wins somehow. Always play zone defense against corn pop. Yeah, I'm sorry, chat. I didn't mean to bring down the mood on Jinxgiving of all things, right? The only holiday we have left where we celebrate the uncle-nephew bond. No, wait, what are you talking about? No, oh my God, Tim Whitefish, please don't blame I don't know what you're blaming yourself for, but it's not your fault. I promise. This is 100% me dealing with, like a move that I've gotta do. Will Jink come down my chimney if I keep the fire going? Wait, like Santa Claus? Don't know if it was so much the ham sandwich aspect or like mac and cheese, but not good mac and cheese, right? Like I'm talking about mac and cheese where like you've cooked the fuck out of that noodle. There's not really a distinction between the cheese and the noodle at this point, and you're wondering to yourself, is it even cheese? Is this even cheese that I'm dealing with here? What the fuck is this? Like, right, that kind of the kind of mac and cheese that's so bad you got to pour ketchup on it. You know what I'm saying? Not that you want to pour ketchup on it, but you got to. You've got to have some kind of flavor on there because it's terrible. It's terrible. That's the kind of mac and cheese Joe Biden is. He's not like, right, because there's good mac and cheese. There's even good mac and cheese in a box, right? I'm okay if you cook your mac and cheese and you don't use enough, like, I don't know, what is it, butter or milk or whatever, right? And it's a little bit powdery. You know what I mean? It's a little bit gritty. I'm okay with the gritty mac and cheese. I'll deal with it. But I don't want the mac and cheese that's been sitting in the pot like all fucking day until there's just like no real, it's just a slime. There's just a bunch of slime. That's what Biden is. Biden is the slimy mac and cheese. Soggy noodle powdered cheese could not be. Yeah, I'll just fucking pour the powder on. I don't give a fuck. What the hell have you eaten? What caucasity? Wait, where's the cock? Like, wait. Oh, having to deal with the bad mac and cheese, you mean? Velveeta is awesome. 3-hour-old Velveeta is rubber. I don't know. I feel like my school would cook mac and cheese like that. They had mac and cheese, which sounds great, but it wasn't good. It was not good. It was not a pretty scene. I was trying to remember where else would I get mac and cheese like that. We don't really have mac and cheese in the UK. No one eats it. Well, you do have some cool stuff, right? Like, what is the thing where you eat beans on toast? What is that called? Like most Americans, they're like, what the fuck? Beans on toast? But if you try it, you'll understand. Beans on toast. Yeah. Beans on toast. That's a good breakfast right there. I didn't know about my mac and cheese. Wait, you've always had good mac and cheese? Like al dente mac and cheese? Beans on toast. That's what it's just called, beans on toast. I thought it had a special name. It doesn't have like a special British name? Because there's some really special British names, right? Like the Americans here, spotted dick, and we don't know what to expect. Like, what are you eating over there? Spotted dick? Eel pie? Really? Okay, first of all, you eat eels, and second of all, they're in a pie? Eel pie? Toad in a hole. Well, no, we have toad in a hole, or at least my family did. My family did toad in a hole. But it is a weird name, truly. I feel similarly about fleeing. It isn't so much the people, because I feel like they could understand, but there's people I'd be fine never seeing again. I just don't want to go anywhere, perhaps. Well, I mean, I don't mind going somewhere. I just I didn't, like, I don't know. I guess I was thinking of blood sausage. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Black pudding. We don't understand your pudding. All right. Our pudding is going to be based with eggs and sugar, basically. I think that's the basis of all of our puddings. Eggs and sugar, right? That's what a pudding is. And some of your puddings are just like, how is that a pudding? How is that even a pudding? Jellied eels. Damn. I mean, I'm sure we have stuff in the US that's like weird as fuck. Eel or just fish, but with a weird fin placements. Really, they don't taste. Do they taste like fish? I feel like they wouldn't taste like fish. I feel like they taste like all eely. Are they like oily? I love eel, but eel pie. Yeah, seriously, it's a real thing. Brits equals swamp people, says Julius Caesar. And Eggy in a basket. Oh yeah, eggy in a basket. 2020 primary turning into a grand conspiracy of the entire rest of the Democratic Party, acting as a unified, coordinated anti-Bernie rigging effort. Left a bad taste in my mouth. Oh yeah, and also just like thinking about like, you know, like the feeling that I got like from people that were selecting Biden, were they like there were so many people I knew that were like, yeah, Bernie can't win. He's too extreme. He was a socialist. Did you know he was a socialist? I kind of like that he was a socialist, but the rest of America, they're not going to like that he was a socialist. They're not going to vote for him, but they'll vote for Biden because they like the fucking macaroni and cheese. And sure, macaroni and cheese compared to ivermectin and, you know, bleach is probably a good trade. But if you've had mac and cheese for 4 years, there's one thing that you don't want more of, and that's mac and cheese. So the fact that they kept him in for so long, the fact that he was going to run again, that is just like, oh my God. Oh my God. They drill themselves in the mud, but yep, just fish. Really? Okay. Well, I'll be more open-minded. Black pudding is gross. Even I don't like that. It's literally made of congealed blood. What is it? Unagi? Wait, what? I feel like I know what that is. Bernie isn't able to appeal to older POC. Without older POC, you can't win the Democratic Party. So you have mac and cheese, and now you have Trump. Congratulations. But it was like, I mean, like we literally experienced it, Metal. Like, right? I watched the primary pretty closely, and it wasn't Bernie losing the election. It was all the candidates dropping out at once and endorsing Biden. That's what happened. Not some kind of like demographic prophecy. I mean, that's like like the people that say like, what is it called? Dick's Notch? Is that what it's called? Dick's Notch? Is it really called? There's a town in like New Hampshire or something that votes before anybody else does. Dixville Notch? It's Dixville. It's Dixville. It's not Dick's Notch, but it's Dixville. Yeah, Dixville Notch. It's like the people that are like, oh, well, whoever wins Dixville Notch, they're going to win the, you know, or there's like other states that people will try to say, if you win the state, you're going to win the country. And it's just not, there's always exceptions. Watched Bernie Sanders' interview with Mall Punks in 1988. It's wild how much all this stuff sounds like internet anarchies. Wait, are they like arguing with him? Getting tired of people blaming POC. Yeah, me too. It's and yeah, for like 3% of the vote shifting over, right? That it all of a sudden it's oh, cake in a can. Wait, I meant to show you something. Chat, you're gonna get something special. If I can remember what this is called. What is this shit called? Oh my God, I'm gonna have to find it. I found the weirdest shit in the fucking world, okay? I just have to remember what the fuck it's called. Whoopsie. All right, we're gonna look up whoopsie. Whoopsie.
Servus, ich bin der Franz von der Metzgerei Franz in München und bin der Erfinder vom Hupsi. Hupsi ist der warme Krustenleber. Servus, ich bin der Franz von der Metzgerei Franz in München und bin der Erfinder vom Hupsi.
Hupsi. Not im Glas.
Der Name Hupsi kommt vom Raushüpfen.
Raushüpfen? Es kommt von raushüpfen?
Unser Hupsi schmeckt nicht wie ein fader Schwamm, sondern er hat richtig Biss. Er wird mit wenig Fett und viel Magerfleisch. Jetzt wird zugebissen.
There's a vegetarian Hupsi.
Ich wünsche einen guten Appetit.
Hupsi. All right, let's take a look at some of the. No, they're like their videos are one thing, but their shorts are like.
Der Almhütten-Hupsi bringt die Berge ins Haus. Kurz in den Ofen, dann hüpft er raus. Herzhaft und fein, so gut kann nur der Hupsi sein. Der Almhütten...
So gut kann nur der Hupsi sein.
Bayerisch und fein. Mit Kalb und Schwein, so muss es sein. Mit Breze und Senf auf den Tisch gebracht.
Auf den Tisch gebracht.
Perfekt gemacht. Er Weißwurst, Hupsi, bayerisch und fein.
Oh fuck.
Kalb und Schwein, so muss es sein.
So muss es sein.
Mit Breze und Senf auf den Tisch gebracht. So schmeckt's nur aus München. Perfekt gemacht. Er war
Die 5 besten Momente für den Hupsi. Nach dem
The 5 best times for Hupsi.
In der Maske, beim Spazieren,
beim Spazieren.
im Auto,
Oh, in your car, yeah.
beim Fernsehen.
You can eat it while you're watching television, yeah.
Die
Eat
5
the.
besten Momente für den
der vegane Hupsi, pflanzlich und fein.
Lunchicus und fein.
Doch lecker wie Schwein. Saftig, würzig, der schmeckt gut. Pflanzlicher Leberkäse, echtes Superfood. Der vegane Hupsi.
Der vegan Hupsi.
Unsere 4 ungewöhnlichsten Hupsis. Der Veggie-Hupsi, der Weißwurst-Hupsi, der High-Protein-Hupsi und der vegane Hupsi.
He just takes a bite out of the Hupsi. He's eating it out of the jar.
Der Weißwurst-Hupsi, der High-Protein-Hupsi.
Der Riesenhupsi, typisch bayerisch, macht jede Brotzeit einfach herrlich. Oktoberfest, Feeling in jedem Bit. Hupsi, weißt du, was Genuss ist? Der Riesenhupsi,
Es gibt ja mittlerweile an die 20 verschiedene Hupsi-Sorten und da gibt es ja auch viele verschiedene Varianten, wie man den essen kann. Dann kann man seiner Kreativität natürlich freien Lauf lassen. Blödsinn! Einen gescheiten Leberkäse isst man mit Senf, Brezen, Kartoffelsalat, fertig.
Kartoffelsalat?
Meine Top 3 Hupsi Specials. Den Wiesenhupsi gibt es nur zur Oktoberfestzeit. Es ist ein grober Leberkäse mit feiner Majorannote. Unser Pizza-Hupsi kennt eigentlich jeder, ist mit Salami, Schinken, Käse und italienischen Kräutern. Hupsi Brotzeitplatte. Servus, Leberkäse, Party People.
Party People.
Dafür haben wir 4 verschiedene Sorten Hupsis ausgewählt. Die backen wir jetzt auf und lassen sie auskühlen. Jetzt schneiden wir jeden Hupsi.
Okay, chat, is it just me, or does anybody else get spooked when Germans dress like old times? Like, even the lederhosen thing. Like, I don't know. It fucks with me. I'm okay with Germans, but like...
Servus, Leberkäse-Süchtige.
Ich hab grad vorhin.
I feel like there should be a rule that they can only wear clothes from like 1950 and forward. Right? Just like any clothes that come from before then, not allowed to wear. I like the Oktoberfest vibe. It scares me though. It's a little too German.
Hupsi Pops. Servus, Leberkäse.
Hupsi Pops?
Wir machen heute Hupsi Pops. Hol mal aus dem Glas.
Jawohl.
Ich schneide den jetzt in breite Scheiben.
It looks like dog food.
Straße auf. Wir schlagen ein Ei in etwas Milch. Dann verquirlen wir das Ei. So, jetzt geben wir die Scheiben erst in Mehl, dann in Ei.
Und dann panieren wir das.
Unsere Hupsi Pops waren jetzt.
The fucked up place is like as far as like languages that I speak, like Germany is one place that it would not take me long to be able to speak Deutsch pretty good. Sehr gut.
Der Hupsischmann. Servus Leberkasspätzl. Passend zur Wiesen.
Mach mal.
What is the Hoopsie Man doing? Oh, he's a dick.
Servus Leberkäsfans. Ihr seht, sie rennen uns, bringen dem Hupsi echt die Bude ein.
Wait, what does this have to do with Hoopsie? I feel like you're just being a dick. He's just being a dick.
So kommt unser Hupsi von unserem Lager zu euch heim. So nackert kommt der
Is she on a skateboard?
Und zwar in alle Farben und Variationen. Damit man weiß, was drin ist, werden sie hier etikettiert. Die
Hupsi.
Etikettierten bringe ich dann zur Packstation. Und da stellen wir dann euer Paket zusammen. Jetzt muss bloß noch verschickt werden. Jetzt mache ich mich auf die Socken. In 3 bis 4 Tagen bin ich dann bei dir. So kommt uns.
Servus Leberkäsfans. Ich bin seit 30 Jahren Metzger.
I'm sorry, Chad. I can't get over how it like comes out of the, like it rises out of the jar. It is, yeah, it's like Nazi propaganda or something. Like, I don't know. I just like, I get nervous around Germans when they're in old-timey clothes. I don't know. They heard what you said about their outfits and they changed them. I mean, I like their weird German music and stuff.
Unsere Top 5 Hupsi-Leberkässorten. Der bayerische, unser Klassiker. Unser Pizza-Hupsi. Da brauchst du nicht nach Italien fahren. Unser Käse. Für alle Käsefreunde gibt's nichts Besseres wie unseren Käse.
Did he say something about for the cheese fans? You can kiss the cheese.
Hupsi. Der absolute Geheimtipp unter den Hupsis. Es gibt nichts Besseres wie ein Hupsi. Unsere Top. Früher ist man zum Metzger gegangen, hat sich eine Scheibe kalten Leberkäse gekauft, dann hat man den in der Pfanne abgebraten mit einem Spiegelei und du hast ein perfektes Essen gehabt. Und genauso machen wir das heute mit dem Hupsi. Aus dem Glas heraus, dann schneiden wir den in Scheiben, dann ein bisschen Öl in die Pfanne, mittlere Hitze, Leberkäse rein, beiden Seiten ein paar Minuten schön anbraten.
It's literally like a worse version of Spam.
Goldbraune Farbe hat. Das Ei lassen wir jetzt heute weg, aber du hast da der Turbo-Hupsi im Airfryer.
Turbo-Hupsi?
Aus dem Glas.
No way.
Hupsi in den Korb legen. Zu.
He's gonna Turbo-Hupsi.
Nach 10 Minuten ist der fertig.
Only 10 Minuten, chat. You can have Hupsi in 10 Minuten.
Einfach den Hupsi aus dem Glas holen. Den Hupsi, den kannst du natürlich auch im Liegen backen. Einfach das Glas in den Ofen legen. Und schaut her.
Ofen legen, okay.
Geht's genauso. Und schmeckt auch genauso Weltklasse.
Oh, so if you have a short oven.
Natürlich auch im Liegen backen. Einfacher geht's nicht, Leute. Ofen vorheizen, Deckel aufdrehen, Hupsi in den Ofen stellen.
Hupsi im Ofen stellen.
Einen perfekten Leberkäse. Also lasst euch schmecken. Einfacher geht's nicht, Leute. Ofen vorheizen, Deckel aufdrehen, Hupsi in den Ofen stellen, 25 Minuten warten, danach hast du einen perfekten Leberkäse.
That's all the Hupsi. That's all the Hupsi. But I'm so, like, this is real stuff. Hoopsie stuff is getting out of control. Yeah, it's gonna come to America. All right. I think that other countries will probably reject Hoopsie. But making my stomach hurt to watch it. Imagine thinking Germans mastered sausage. Gott's mit der eisernen Hand und William Tell und Charlemagne. No, I'm pronouncing it too French. Charlemagne. Wait, no, I don't know how to say that in German. Arminius oder Hermann, etc. have enough centuries between them and scary stuff? Would move to Hamburg in a heartbeat. People tell me Berlin is good, But then people also tell me that the far right is taking over Germany. Like, which is it? It's probably like whatever it is probably like less bad than Trump. See, basically the German Salt Bay, yeah. Some of it is pork, I think. I don't know. I don't know meat that well, but to me, it looks like a steaming turd coming out of a glass and smiling, and this guy in lederhosen is like he wants to eat it. It's so gross. They're hoopsie. I want the vegana hoopsie. I want to give that a try. Although I'm afraid that it's probably just some it's probably made of like wheat gluten. Part kind of scares me because it must be the expanding gases pushing it out, yes. Which means decomposition, nice. Germans are known, oh my god. Karl der Grosse? That makes so much sense. That makes so much sense, because yeah, you can't pronounce that in German. So yeah, you would, yeah. Charlemagne. Karl der Grosse. I mean, I learned German, wait, was it my first real foreign language? I think it was, actually. Yeah, I started learning German, like, in middle school. And I never learned it that well. Like, I've learned French better than German, but I know enough of the words and some of the pronunciation, even though my German teacher, like, I don't know what his deal was, right? He taught us to pronounce the word ich or ish. He would have us pronounce it ich, right? Which is like, that's how you pronounce it in Dutch. But in German, it's got this like ish or something like that, right? That's like, ich bin ein Berliner. I am a jelly donut. Labor is liver. Oh, nice. I mean, not nice, but like now I know. Spamsi is like hoopsie. Real hoopsie hours in here, yes. We must form the resistance against hoopsie. Hoopsie and poi spinning. Labor costs might not be to American taste. That's true, yeah. Like, I mean, some Americans eat liver, but not very many. It's pretty rare. Or like liver sausage or whatever. There's no hoopsie. I'm sorry. That song it gets into your head. French first for me, and then German on Duolingo. Even had some Yiddish. Yeah, the problem that I have though is like having learned French before Spanish. My Spanish pronunciation is bad. Like I always see Spanish words and they remind me of French words, and it makes me want to like drop the like sounds. It makes me want to do the liaison. Don't eat rare liver? Yeah, I don't think I could eat liver. I've never eaten liver. Chad, is that weird? Is that weird? I've never even tried liver. My family made me eat some weird things, but they never got me to eat liver. Liver's very tender. I can't stand liver. My dad loves it, though. I hate tuna but love anchovies. I hate hot tuna. I feel like I really liked regular tuna, but it's like, I don't know, it's weird stuff. Liverworts, Midwest Classic, Ça va? De tout de la élève de la fruit de la fruit. Je suis Mathieu. Actually, I was wrong. What I saw wasn't a pastry shell, but labor casa baked into a meatloaf. Yeah, I guess it kind of is like a meatloaf. Spanish was my first language, English my second, German was my attempt at picking up a third at the point where my Spanish's fluency had fallen into irreversible decline. I hated liver when I was younger, but I grew to like it. It's a bit of an acquired taste. Yeah, that's what Hannibal Lecter told me. You gotta eat it with fava beans and a nice Chianti. Chat, does this mean that we're getting the late, great Hannibal Lecter as president? We're getting Hannibal Lecter. Aren't you excited? Like, he's gonna turn the whole country into human whoopsie. We're getting our very own Hannibal Lecter, right? When I move out of this country and I say, I want Hannibal Lecter, my mom will say, we have Hannibal Lecter at home. And I'll be like, yeah, we do, actually. Hannibal was much more intelligent and well-mannered than Trump, true. Hannibal would be a better president, unironically. Even if he ate people, I would forgive it. I would forgive it. I'd be okay with it as long as he didn't eat me, right? I'd be okay with that. Wouldn't be surprised if JD Vance eats people. No, he eats dogs and cats. That's him. But yeah, chat, I want to keep fighting. All right? Even if it has to be from far, far away. I'm going to keep fighting. I have not given up, and neither should you. But yeah, shit's going to be hard. Shit's going to be really fucking hard. Hopefully card posting will collab with you. I'm just putting that out there. Yeah, we should get the card posting collab. I like card posting. I've always stood strong for card posting. And I also loved his roast of what's his fuck? The Midwest does not acclaim Ohio. You want McDonald's? We were talking about onion rings earlier. Oh my god, chat. New MAGA Fantasy Football League? What the fuck is that? Why is there a MAGA Fantasy Football League? No. What kind of cursed shit is that? Soviet Socialist Republic of Minnesota welcomes you. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, like, obviously you're better off in a blue state than in a red state, but I'm just like, they're gonna fuck so much shit up. They're gonna fuck an unbelievable amount of shit up. And I just don't know, like, how much can the states, like, fix? Wait, did I? Oh my god, I rated way too early. I didn't get everybody in there. Oh god, that's an old clip of mine.
Nocommentchick CC raided your channel with 7 viewers.
They tend to have larger boobs, they tend to have this set of sex organs, they tend to have this set of secondary sexual characteristics, distribution of fat among like the booty or the stomach or the boobs or whatever. They tend to have, and then they'll go to...
Oh no, I can't do it with the music. I gotta mute Adrian because of the music. I thought it was a oopsie. No, it was kind of an oopsie. See, like, whenever I raid into Adrian's channel, they've got like a clip thing, and it just like it takes a clip, like it plays a clip of mine from days yore. This one was a clip where I had left the I was like getting food or something, or I was going to the bathroom, and it was like Destiny talking to RGR. It could not be more cursed. Destiny and RGR are clipped by, oh my god. That's a Anyway, chat, I gotta go to bed. You might have to go to bed too. We've all got to go to bed. And I gotta start to get on a normal sleep schedule. I may or may not be streaming tomorrow. If I do, it'll probably be a gaming stream. So yeah, gaming frogs, get ready. We're gonna do some we'll do what we can. Maybe we'll do a dual maybe we'll do a Metaphor and New Vegas. We'll try to do both. Yes, that sounds good. We'll do all the games tomorrow, chat. Until then, good night and take